Peace and power to the descendants of my ancient mother. My name is Brother Legend, and I'm here to raise your consciousness. Back again with another live. If you're finding us on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, comment. Let the algorithm know you're getting something from the live. You can follow BIGBROLGND on TikTok and tap the far upper right notification bell to be notified when I go live. What up, y'all? Peace. Peace. What up? Black Wing, I'll let you up. Don't forget to tap like, y'all. Peace, AJ. No, we should not. And accurate as always, White Beatties. Welcome to the live. Welcome, welcome. Answer the questions up above in the comments. We got a lot of no's. Immediately, though. Expeditiously. That's funny. Drake wasn't sharing the culture. The culture did not ask to be shared. Drake know his mama cook like this. If you eat sweet potato pie, tap like. If you call sweet potatoes yams, please tap like. You know what I'm saying? If you can touch your nose with your lips, tap like. You know what I'm saying? Some people can't do that. I was talking earlier on this live. I forgot about the rule. You're not supposed to say anything when you first start up. But line lips. They bleach blonde. What did she say? Bleach blonde. Bad built. Yo, man. Me and my wife been cracking up about that, yo. Jasmine. I forgot her last name, man. Senator Jasmine. She said, bleach blonde, bad built Butch body. Oh my goodness. Oh, Crockett. Okay. Yo, she is. Me and my wife been cracking up just saying that to each other. Bleach blonde. Yo, what an aggressive use of words that start with B. Like she was really trying to say something else, but she just said every other B word she could think of. Yeah, Jasmine Crockett, man.
Okay, now you know I'm blacking in the ace of spades, so I got to put my 2 cents in this. Black delegation, I got to talk to y'all for a second, please. Can we stop inviting the average white dude to the cookout unless he's going to Costco and buying the drinks? I'm sick of saying this. We have twerk tutorials now, sea walking tutorials. We have people. There is a thing called Bob and Abishola weddings. If anybody don't know where this shirt came from, I literally put it on my page, on my other page, right? Um, that is Nigerian culture. That is technically our ancestors' culture right there. They're doing this, and if I see one more time of a person basically doing the Harlem Shake and it's not really the Harlem Shake, I swear to God, I'm gonna slap the shit out of them. Okay, here's another thing that I gotta say this. YHT people, you look like a worm with braids. Why are you getting box braids? You look like an illegal cable hookup. For YHT dudes, you look like a used mop when you get dreadlocks. And if you think you can say the N-word because you have a black friend, I want that black nearest thing. This is going for the black delegation. I got a place to put it rolling. If he does have a black friend and he does say the N-word in front of black people, is that obligation of the black friend to punch him in the face? I'm saying this, black delegates. We have basically seen this too many times. And for my sisters, it ain't just them, it's you too. Let me say this real talk. If you literally invite your white girlfriend and she thinks she can act like a black stereotype when she's at the club like she's saving the last dance and shit, please stop her.
I always tell black women that have non-black friends, they're really just doing that so they can get in proximity to black men.
I tell them they're not really friends.
You might as well put black makeup on her and say she black. Like seriously. Because now if I hear one more time, oh my God, you should have been born black. And y'all dancing like basically, like seriously, y'all dancing like as a walk-in stick up your spine. Like I'm literally going like this. This is what I'm saying for YHT people. Create your own. You have the ability to create your own culture. Yes, I know your ancestors fucked you up. I know they did, but it is not right that I'm seeing a white dude wearing a do-rag and don't even know what the hell is that. If I hear another white dude saying wave check, I swear to God, I'm gonna wave check the shit out of him. Like I'm talking about wave my hand across his face and make sure I get the whole palm and smack that do-rag off his head. You look like a used condom.
They can't get waves. They just lay there like the Dead Sea. It's just nothing. They just sit like a bowl on their head or something. They can't never get waves.
First of all, you know why you can't get waves? It takes a thing called grease. And not just basically cooking oil. No, it's in a beauty line, and it's in if you don't know about pink lotion, if you don't know about Murray's, if you don't know about the grease with the damn silver top at the top, if you don't know about blue magic, if you don't know about green magic, do not wear this on your head. Do not get box braids. Don't get twisties. Don't get damn dreadlocks. You look insane.
Yo, I forgot about Green Magic. I did forget about that. You just brought me back. There was definitely blue and green hair grease. I don't know why there was
You
two
want to go
different
as far
colors.
back? No, you want to go as far back? If you don't know nothing about basic Crisco or basic beeswax, do not get basically box braids in your head. We used to put Crisco in our hair. So I'm physically saying that. This got to be a rule in the black delegation to basically have to make this stop. Because I swear, if I see another Whoa Vicky or a bad baby come out basically of this shit, I swear to God, I'm literally going to the black delegate meeting every fucking day and saying, what the fuck are we doing? If I see another Stitch, what the fuck are we doing? We was cool. We was cool with Bubba Sparks. We was cool with Basic Eminem. They proved they proved they made loyalty to us, but they said, I'm never playing a stereotype. When it comes down to everybody else, yeah, it should be no reason why we got too many Paul Walls in this country.
Well, I don't think we control that. But let somebody else get a chance. Uh, we got a guest up here. No average barmaid. What's going on? Give us your age, race, and pronouns.
My name is Amalia. I'm of the black race, and I, am a her.
All
Again,
right, talk to us.
get still kind of confuses me sometimes. I'm seeing it on emails, and I'm just like, we can obviously look at your picture and tell what sex you are. But okay.
Talk to us.
Okay, so for the topic, I guess for me, I'm going to answer the second part of the question first. Should we support interracial relationships? From my perspective, who you date, who you fall in love with, who you decide to have as a life partner, even if it's an arranged marriage for business purposes. I've even seen that as well. I have interracial cousins, an interracial nephew. I adore all of them because we're family first over anything. I do believe that those of us with the title, of course, black and or minority, should be a little more supportive. Why? Because we know how to be influential. Even though a lot of times it can be an annoyance, I'll be the first to admit it. We know how to be influential, which will answer the part that is black culture meant to be shared? We absolutely should damn share because as of right now, I'm navigating through having a 2-year-old nephew as I mentioned, he's biracial. And if I was to ever walk into one of his YT relatives' homes and I see some fucking raisins in a potato salad, unrinsed chicken, or a goddamn dog in the kitchen while they're trying to cook, I'm probably going to walk the hell out with my nephew. So yes, we should definitely be a little more supportive, and of course, especially if you have relatives who have I guess you could say lovers or loved ones or individuals they've married of that the other side. And yes, we should share our culture just so that when we have to, of course, be in same spaces together, we're a little able to not feel as though, damn, are they going to send us to the hospital today? Shit like that. That's where I stand with it.
All right. Anybody else want to say something?
I'm gonna say you lost your damn mind and bumped your head on the way up here. That's what I'm gonna say. Black people, who invented country? Where did jazz originate? When you think of any form that black people have created, we are no longer not only the face of it, but we are erased from it, never receiving a level of profit, even when it comes to black inventions. That need of inclusion to exclude yourself and erase black people is exactly what we're starting to see people be comfortable with because it's always happened. But now we're getting to a point where we're being comfortable being erased for the comfortability of a loved one. Your black nephew should be culturally aware because of you and his father. Black people should not sacrifice who they are for the comfortabilities of the mistake or the way that your brother chose to be negateful in reality of how black people are still oppressed and being at war in society. I'm tired of black people feeling like, particularly black women, having to carry the weight of correction when it comes to black people going outside their race. Like you either got to come back and lean on black people to teach the culture to the black biracials that don't understand or have a racist parent, or we have to sit here and tell them or some way or another correct them or encourage them or support them or push them along to say, hey, our group is the one that's oppressed. Our group is the one that's facing issues. Why is it the group that is being the most oppressed needs to be sharing something that has literally been stolen away from us at every sector? And when we talk about culture, when it goes to hair, it's amazing how we're ready to share our hairstyle and share everything else and let them bask in it and enjoy it while our children are being demonized and black people are being fired from their jobs. We don't need to share shit. We need to be gatekeeping. We need to gatekeep our bodies too. But at the end of the day, people think just because they have a loved one that they care about, that everybody black should just sit here and be like, oh, let's let them in. Let's let everybody in. That's when you know you've been compromised because they not letting you in their communities. You're not walking anywhere that's predominantly white, Asian, or indigenous and thinking you just gonna come in and take something from their culture. It is only black people that burden is put on. And we have to realize at some point, yes, your nephew is entitled to every level of black, but whatever is attached to him that is not, it's not attached. For the doors are not open for them. It's open for black people.
Don't you think that makes it kind of controversial though?
No, I don't make it controversial.
We've been blocked out of everything. How could it be controversial when your community has been not only everything stolen from us, but we've been blocked out of what we create? Our inventions stolen, our food stolen, our history stolen, our people stolen.
Let me say this. No, it ain't just basically stolen. Let me say this. Even if it's not stolen, they're the only ones that's physically making money off of leeching off of us. Like everything that basically makes America America. KFC, do you really think that white dude knows about 11 herbs and spices? Do you really think that basically, do you really think that literally anybody knows about any kind of soul food when they call it Southern food? Like seriously, who is physically making money off of our image? Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, like seriously, dude, Famous Amos, Jack Daniels, these are black products with black minstrels for damn mascots.
Okay. Now that you mentioned Jack Daniels, I gotta order me a bottle of Uncle Nearest later. That was the one that inspired it. Okay.
Timothy, are you gonna say something?
Oh yeah, no, I was just about to mention that Uncle Nearest, but she already talked about it. So, well, I guess just real quick, those who don't know, Uncle Nearest is a brother who basically was a ex-enslaved brother, and he was America's first master distiller, and he created the recipe, and basically taught Jack Daniels how to make whiskey, and that's what created Jack Daniels then cultivating his brand and developing the funding necessary to be able to even create the Jack Daniels brand. And if it wasn't for Uncle Nearest, then y'all wouldn't have a single bottle of Jack Daniels sitting on your shelf right now. Also, because of the racism back in that time period, there was no patents or any funding that was given to black people. So even though obviously Uncle Nearest was a master distiller and he's the one that originated those recipes, he was never acknowledged for it, not until generations later. And Uncle Nearest is a black-owned company. It's a whiskey company. It's award-winning whiskey. So if you're trying to get yourself a bottle, definitely cop one. Also, at the same time, a certain percentage of every single bottle that is sold goes towards a fund that helps to pay for Uncle Nearest's descendants to go to college. About 10 of his descendants have gone to college using that fund so far. So every time you're trying to get a little sauced, get you some Uncle Nearest, and it'll be going towards a good cause.
I want to say one more thing, brother. It's amazing how they're in this chat fighting to be in y'all beds, but they don't fight for your liberation. You see, they don't got no energy for the oppression that black people experience in this country, nor Congo. Y'all ain't got no energy for the reality of what you benefit off of when it comes to this country or anywhere else on the continent or anywhere across the diaspora of black people. Y'all don't have no energy, no voice for the issues that are hurting black people across the globe. But y'all will get in this chat and be mad that you can't get in the bed with a black man or a black woman. You'll be upset that nobody's licking your ass every time you turn around making you feel comfortable. I'm not here to make you feel comfortable. I'm here to make sure my people are taken care of. And just because y'all have access to black people, don't give you no level of entitlement to black people. And that's how you know, no average, these people feel entitled to you. They feel entitled to your time, your energy, and your space, because they feel like, why would you reject me? Why won't you let me be in it? Why can't I be included? When you can't even go in their damn grocery stores without being followed. You can't walk around in their schools without them feel like they can tell you how to dress up, how to show up. Your hair ain't right. Like, at the end of the day, the way that black people are constantly policed, including in their own communities, speaks volume to the reality that what black people are experiencing, and we sitting here making space for them to feel comfortable around us.
Woo. I felt that in my soul. I think the ancestors was with you just now, man.
Basically said that.
Wait, hold on.
No, can I go off for just like a couple?
Hold on, bro. You gotta give the ancestors some time to breathe. They was just speaking through Sister D just now. The next guest I want to go to, Brother Chaka, what's going on? Talk to us, family.
Peace. What's up,
They
family?
using D.
I felt that ancestral energy coming, D. All right, for those who knew, my name is Shaka Sankofu. I'm back to the old name officially.
Brother.
My age, 21. Pronouns he, him. I'm back and I'm black. Free the land. What's up? Greetings to all my black, beautiful sisters and brothers and others. All right. Let's. Oh yeah, and black laws and liberation for all black people. All right, let's get it popping.
Yes, sir.
Is black culture meant to be shared? Emphatically, no. One thing my grandmama always taught me is you don't let the devil into your stuff. That's what my grandmama taught me. You don't let the devil into your stuff. And what these people do, we shouldn't be sharing our culture with these people because they steal our culture anyway. Then they got the nerve to steal our culture, try to change it around and repackage it and throw it back at us like that, like they made it. This is what these people do. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have a culture. You know what I'm saying? Their culture is being barbaric, being some savages, crawling around on all fours, laying down with animals, laying in their own feces.
All right, Chaka, damn.
Okay. My bad. But yeah, they don't got a culture. You know what I'm saying? They had to come to other people to learn a culture. They don't even got same certain family values. You know what I'm saying? It's just how they are. You know what I'm saying? You can't share your culture with them. You know what I'm saying? They evil. Get thee behind me, Satan. Should we support interracial relationships? Well, Blanc buddy, I'm gonna tell you like this. We don't support interracial relationships, buddy. Because, for one, you know what I'm saying, y'all don't, like I always say about interracial relationships, it's always do with the caveman, the caveman, the cave woman, they never love your black self, all right? They fetishize y'all, you know what I'm saying? They don't really love y'all for y'all. They don't love you for you, you know what I'm saying? It's impossible. Show me a case.
Shaka.
Give me an example. It don't exist. It never will exist.
Here's the thing, Shaka. They mad at the.
Hold up, Blackwing. Hold on. Let him finish.
Don't cut Shaka off. Go ahead, Shaka.
Interracial relationships, you know what I'm saying? If you ask me, and I'm just gonna keep it 100, I'm gonna tell y'all how it is, and to the ones who probably punching their fist, you better be able to take it how it is. Interracial relationships never, and they never will benefit the black community. They never have and never will benefit the black community because you giving yourself to a community outside of your own people. You know what I'm saying? And that person that you laying down with, that white T woman, that white T man, that Middle Eastern man, that Asian man, that Indian man, the one from the country India, They ain't gonna come fight and throw a strike a blow for liberation for your people, like Sister D said. They ain't finna come. They ain't finna come. You know what I'm saying? Help you do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Karen can't come inside the slave theater and talk about problems when Karen still got to report to her slave master family. All right, Jackie Chan ain't gonna come to the slave theater. Then he gotta go back and he gonna get the other Asians to come help fight your problems. All right, Muhammad, whatever they call themselves, they ain't finna come strike a blow for liberation. Matter of fact, they finna go tell they people that you gotta get liberation because they still selling our people over there to this day, the Middle Eastern people. And like, so y'all, some of y'all thinking they're a great alternative when they just as low down and wicked as the white T-man and women. You know what I'm saying? So interracial relationships, you know what I'm saying? We shouldn't support them. You know what I'm saying? They it's the same unproductive result that we've been getting from interracial relationships. And we lost a lot of brothers and sisters from interracial relationships. You know what I'm saying? I land my plane.
Can I ask a question real quick, if it's all right with the host and moderators on the line?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, I know that, again, I am a big believer because I'm a history junkie within myself. I always ride on that one phrase: if we don't know our history, that we are definitely bound to repeat it. Being in the times that we are now, we've seen the birth of Black Lives Matter and why I had to come along, and a lot of the other things that have come along for us to try to show strength in numbers. But then, MLK, I have a great aunt, rest her soul, that actually marched on Washington as well. One of my favorite phrases by Martin Luther King was, that when will we eventually sit down and stop judging people by the color of their skin, if not the content of their character? When do we, I guess, separate that from what we're talking about today?
You're asking the wrong people.
And also, sister,
You
the
have
problem
something
is
that
that
MLK
Martin Luther
said, if I
King,
can ask?
You're
well,
asking the
well,
wrong
family,
people. We don't make division. We don't create those things. We don't have any political, social, economic power to oppress any other group. But we're saying let's get along, peace be still, with the same people that are unaliving us, unaliving our children. I sat there and mentioned 3 young Black boys that have been unalived since 2020 and 2024, and I can give more cases. And the fact that our community is literally targeted, the fact that Black men are over policed and arrested, and even though they are turnover rates at 80%, that means they're not even convicted, to just being put in prisons. And then, oh wait, when they go to trial, you didn't even commit the crime. When we're having these conversations, we talk about how financially we've been displaced. That in 2020, Citigroup did research and showed that Black people were displaced the most, and that America lost $16 trillion due to racism. They did not care to lose that money, denying Black people access to homes, denying Black people access to build wealth, denying Black people access to business loans, denying Black people access to job opportunities. When we're having these conversations, we're not the people that are creating a division or oppression. So to even say that to a group of people that are not hindering any other group of people is asinine. You're asking the wrong group.
and also I find it really interesting that everybody wants to quote Dr. Martin Luther King during a time period where, he felt those sentiments, but again, by the end of his life, he literally regretted everything about what he had been pursuing. I fear that I'm leading my people into a burning house. The title of his last speech that was found on his desk that he never got a chance to write because he was pewed right outside the hotel where he had the speech sitting on his desk in that hotel room was called Why America May Go to Hell. You can look that up. That is the real title of the speech that he put down, but he never got a chance to fully write that speech. So, it's like you're saying one quote from one time period back when Dr. Martin Luther King wasn't 100% conscious yet. Still very much so, absolutely a phenomenal brother. But by the end of his life, he started to wake up to the fact that there is no such thing as integrating into their society.
My thing is, even if you believe in King's dream, he said he has a dream that one day we'll do that. We ain't there yet. Until that, Martin Luther King also said, he said, true peace is not the absence of tension. What did he say? The absence of tension is not true peace, and that peace requires the presence of justice or something like that. But we're not in a just society yet. So until we have justice, we can't have peace. And so that's why people march around and say that. I'm gonna go to the next guest, Blanc. Give us your age, race, and pronouns. You're muted.
No, he just heard all this black power up here. Like, I don't know if I want to speak yet, buddy.
Hello.
Yeah.
First, I just want to say I didn't request to join. I was invited, so I was just I was going to respond to whatever I was invited for. But to speak to your last statement, no society is just, and no society will ever be just, because humans are the corruption that will always seep into everything, and certain evils will always flourish.
All right. Could you give us your age, race, and pronouns?
Oh, I apologize. I am 41. I'm a meat popsicle, and he and him.
All right. Last I checked, that's not a race. I think
No, I'm
that's an
white.
innuendo, to
I'm
be
sorry. I
honest.
always say that just
I'm
to
pretty
be
sure that's an
smart.
innuendo. I don't know. That's kind of wild that you identify as a penis, sir.
No, no, it's a joke from The Fifth Element. It's a movie. I apologize.
Yeah, you out of here. We good. Like what? I'm about to bro.
I would just like say to say this. You do realize that Chris Tucker made the whole movie a Fifth Element. I just want to put that out there because we remember his lines more than we remember Bruce Willis. So second thing when it comes down to this, YET men, we have a history of being your rival, especially when it came down to the plantation. You were the overseer, right? But yet your significant other that you forced into a marriage literally looked at us as her secret fantasy. It's becoming a problem because you're mad at the fact that basically when you give your woman basically pleasure, there's a rooster involved. When it comes down to us, we giving them the fourth letter of the alphabet. Let it marinate for a second. But I'm just saying though, but it's been going on for centuries that y'all been basically either fearing us or fetishizing about us. You'll either want to be us, be with us, fuck us, or basically get rid of us. And it's becoming a major issue. Unless you basically say, and I quote, well, we ain't got to worry about you. Yeah, you do every time. Because you basically bred us to be horses to make a better slave. You literally basically used us as your guinea pigs for your experiments. You either used us for basically every damn kind of BDSM that you could possibly think about, including the ones you forced us to basically depict your cotton with, because guess what? They ain't nothing more than basically a dude cracking a whip. Let's keep it real. And every time we bring these problems up, you blame us for bringing basically the fact of what your ancestors did. You've been doing this since slavery. You've been doing this since segregation. You've been doing this since Jim Crow. You've been doing this since the Black Panthers were on this earth. And you're doing it now. The victim mentality shit needs to stop. Because I'm going like this. That narrative has been following us for basically almost 400 years. Oh, but you weren't a slave, but I'm a sharecropper though. What's the difference? Oh, but you wasn't a slave? Yeah, but here's the thing though. My band brother's on the tree right now. Oh, but you're not a slave? Hey, but here's the thing though. We are raising your kids. We seen the help. Oh, but you're not a slave? Oh yeah, but here's the thing that we still making a billionaire rich by basically working for a minimum wage and literally paying us paycheck to paycheck so we can live so-called in the hood, but you say it's no problem because we live here. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
I would like to say something. How you doing?
Hi, Michael. Give us your age, race, and pronouns.
Okay, my name is Michael. I am a he. I'm a veteran, and I live in the great state of North Carolina.
Your
Okay,
race?
now what I would like
Veteran? You gotta give us your
race
race.
African American,
All right, talk to us.
but African American. Okay, but I claim myself to be Israel Hebrew. Hebrew. Now, the thing I want to say is we're truly living in the last days because, for one, now they want to talk about reparations when you have BRICS on the other hand that's about to destroy the American dollar. So they think we're foolish by giving us a bunch of money that's going to be worthless to try to save their economy because that's what it's going to take. Then two, the Japanese, where were they when the reparation cry first came about 60 years ago? When they got reparations, not one Japanese person stood up for the black race and said, hey, what about them? But now they want to use our seed to keep their population growing. When you have black Japanese, you have Africans over there, repopulate through them. It's just a sign it's the last days. Everybody in the world knows now we're the true original people of this planet. Everybody in the world knows now we're God's children.
How you
And they
gonna
want to
tell
try
them
to
who
get
to
in.
repopulate with?
And they want to try to get in. But when you read, and I know a lot of people don't want to be religious. Now, we can't mix religious with the world. But when you read that book in Revelations and you read the names of those 12 gates, not one of them is a YT name. Not one of them is a Spanish name. Not one of them is a European name. Not one of them is a Chinese name. That's our ancestors. That new city, that new Jerusalem, is going to be for us.
All
But I don't
right,
want to get
Michael. Yeah,
religious
yeah,
because a
we
lot of
getting
people
all up
don't
into
believe.
Abraham and all that.
Brother, we
I
don't,
know, I know. But you have to open up.
brother,
Nah,
we
you
don't
gotta
take the
close
Bible
down.
literally.
Close it down.
We don't take that book literally, brother. We do not take
Yeah.
that book literally, brother. Now it's okay
The
to
Bible
use
They,
it
they,
for to
crush it
use
like
it
we're
for
not.
there's
metaphors and
2/3 of us going to be lost
spirituality.
because we
It
mock
could be
God.
used. What you said, brother?
There's 2/3 of our people going to be lost because they mock God. 2/3 of black people
So,
going to be
all
lost
right.
Are you
because
Here's
on
they
the?
mock
here's how we're gonna dispel the myth real quick. Every single person, I want you to get your King James version or get your New English version, whatever version of the Bible that you have. Right. Go open to the very first few pages, and if you see distributed by, property of, or written by, and then you see the name of a modern day company that it lives and exists right now, and then you scroll to the back of that book and you see a barcode, congratulations. You just bought some shit that's been man made. God doesn't own a printing press. It's not the word of God. So can we move on?
But these the same Israelites who be like, yeah, man, we ain't African though. They the Hamites. You niggas are claiming Native Americans over y'all brothers and sisters from the continent, man. We don't
I'm
trust
not
me.
claiming Native American over
I
us.
said they. You wait. Are you a Hebrew
Okay,
Israelite?
thank you.
Do you believe the Africans are the Hamites? Do you believe that the Egyptians
No.
are the Kemites and there was some Jews over there in Egypt? They built the pyramids, and if we don't go for that, you got the white T folks. Well, creatures from outer space came down in a flying saucer, got out of the saucer, built the pyramids,
No,
got back in
I,
the
I'm
flying saucer, my God,
I'm not
and
one of
went up
those.
back
I'm
into
not one of those
space.
Hebrew Israelite that believe in that, brother. I
Oh, okay.
believe in my people here. I don't know about Africa. I know about my people here. I
Our
know
people
about the
here, our
struggle
people
here. I
here,
know about the
our
pain
people
here
here,
because
our
I
people
lived it
here are
myself.
descendants of Africa.
Okay,
When you're
but
done,
not all of them
we're
are
not
correct.
Israelites.
Not
We
all
are
of them are correct.
descendants of Africa.
And like
We're
you and
not
like the brother
Israelites.
just
We're
said about every
children of
book of a
Africa. We
barcode.
are children of Africa. When you're done, we are children of Africa. When you done reading through them book scriptures and you take a DNA test and you gonna come back Israelite, guess what it's gonna say? Africa. So stop denying it. Stop fighting it. You're African. Stop
You know,
stop trying to
I
run
f-
away from it. Because you want to sit down and read Revelation and all that. All right. You're African. At the end of the day, I don't care what you see, what you get. I don't care. You're African. You're black. You're black as me. Brother Legends are African. Black Queens are African. Sister D is an African. No Average is an African. Brother Timothy is an African. I'm an African. You're an African. You even called yourself an African American. So how would you not know about Africa if you're claiming something of African descendancy, bro? You know you're an African. Quit playing with the minds and the hearts of our people, young. Quit playing with us, bro. We not slow. That small time stuff probably would have worked about 70 years ago, and even then it wouldn't work then, but it ain't gonna work now. So stop it. You're an African. Stop denying it. Please. It's 2024. It's getting real ridiculous. Y'all want to be everything but an African. If y'all ain't Israelites, y'all pretendians. If y'all ain't pretendians, y'all Anunnaki gods from Starseed,
Oh,
from
don't
planet
forget the noise.
Cosmo and Wanda and all that. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Then at the same time, y'all want to have all this energy for Africa. Go have some energy for the people that got y'all in this condition. Quit trying to take it out on Africa. Go take it out on the people that put you in this condition. If you are what you are, go take it out on them. Quit taking it out on our brothers and sisters from the continent. Go take it out on that beast. God damn it.
I can better myself. I'm going like this though. And let me say this: we're the lost tribe. You do realize that, right? And I'm
Lost
going.
tribe. What we
We
the
are.
lost tribe of?
I'm going like this. We don't even know. We don't even know basically what tribe we came from when we came on those ships. Most of us, don't, we can
Hold on,
trace it.
family. Hold
We can
on.
trace them to just the
Black
ships
Wing.
alone.
Black Wing, brother, listen. There is a DNA research report that does actually show that the original schmooze, like, and replace the schmoo with the J, you know what I'm talking about? There is a research paper that does show that the original, like back 72 generations, were absolutely black Africans. So that's not disputable. That's a fact. That absolutely. But the problem is that a lot of brothers and sisters, a lot of African family get completely sidetracked with that, and then they continue to pursue the Abrahamic religion aspect of it rather than just acknowledging the fact that, okay, we were the original schmooze. You hear what I'm saying? And that's the part, the whole sidetrack diversion thing, that's the part that's the most dangerous, because that immediately goes into the fairy tale world rather than just sitting with the fact that, okay, research has confirmed that yes, black Africans are the original. We started that. So just sit with that. Be proud of that. But guess what? You cannot find that out unless you go back to dun, 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 Africa.
I'm planning on doing. I'm going like this though, right? I want to basically. I said this to my soon-to-be wife, and I said this to her. I don't know. I don't want to be retired here. I don't want to be buried here. Burn me and put me in the Nile. I want to be buried with my ancestors. I want to be buried basically on the lands. No, I want to be retired on the lands of the Ivory Coast. They offered us dual citizenship in their country. No, in the countries that basically said we made the biggest mistake. We should have burned them. Basically, we should have burned them boats. I'm physically saying this for real talk. I do not. I do not want to be nowhere near here when I'm 60 and older. I want to be basically rocking in my rocket chair, watching my kids and my grandkids grow up in the area that basically all creation was created in. The one continent that's basically been overlooked, Mother Africa herself.
All right, this is my response to you, Michael. Oh, my bad.
Somebody said in the comments that the Egyptians slaved her people, and I want to say that the Egyptians never enslaved a particular group of people. That they had a slave class, not the same thing as chattel slavery as well. All right, I'm done. What are you gonna say, Shaka?
I just want to attest to what he said earlier, Michael, talking about some change my profile picture, because this just show you these dudes who just look at one video of the truth terrorists and think he took the Bible literally when him himself told you that it's a metaphoric book when he broke it down in 1991 when he debated a lying lawyer about the origin of Jesus, and he himself said everything in the Bible is not to take literally, like a flood, where they say it was a flood that covered the earth, even though the planet Earth is 196,360,000 square miles in diameter. 75% of that is water, right? You know what I'm saying? So don't take it literal, because where did the water come from? So please, Michael, before you try to tell me to change my profile picture, do some proper research on the man before you say anything. You know what I'm saying? Because you the one who believe that some dudes with some Kentucky Fried Chicken wings gonna come down on a flying horse with a big line that's gonna roar. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna save us, right? That's gonna save us, right? Right? Fairy tales. Fairy tales. Y'all get mad. I don't understand y'all. Y'all get mad at us for not believing in fairy tales. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mute you. I didn't mean you muted yourself. You know what I'm saying? No, quit playing with us, man. Quit playing with us. That's all I have to say. Quit playing with us. I got time today. Quit playing.
I think it's funny when people are in the chat and they're saying culture should be shared. So I'm gonna keep asking the question: what culture do white people have to share? Because I'm not in the business of going anywhere and pew-pewing up schools, pew-pewing up churches, events. That's not my thing. I believe in washing my chicken as well as seasons. So I don't want to share that non-existent, no flour, no nothing culture. I'm just trying to figure out, obey then. I'd have to do that every day, at least twice a day. So I'm definitely don't want to share that culture with you where we don't bathe for a month or, have drawers on for 7 days. Y'all seen that, right? um, oh, y'all didn't see the YT lady that put on TikTok that she was taking off her underwear that she didn't wore for 7 days straight? Let me just say, I'm trying to understand what culture exactly y'all want to share that would benefit any other group of people. That's the thing you don't have now. That's why you want ours.
All right. Yes, they are definitely nasty, Gene. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna go to the next guest. Someone got to drop. Any volunteers?
I'll come down.
All right. Thanks for coming up.
No problem.
He ran up out of here fast, bro.
What's weird, brother, is that the last few days I realized the only time that brothers reach for the Bible is in regards to this conversation. All human. Don't y'all know where we supposed to all get? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna warn y'all about Cloud Camp, Brother Legend. He a pretending. So in the event he gonna come with the bull like it ain't stars in Africa. Shaka Zulu was an American Indian, so I'm giving y'all a warning now. He's pseudo and he don't source up. And he a SoundCloud rapper that's trash.
Hey, I ain't even say nothing yet. Can I introduce my damn self? God damn, can you make some room on my dick, big fella?
Bro, what is up with y'all? What is up with y'all and y'all male?
The intro to the artist. That was funny.
Nah,
It's
bro.
SoundCloud.
Say
Damn.
Andy SoundCloud rapper that's trash.
Right, but he needs to say, coming to the stage, SoundCloud. He is a rapper. I'm sorry.
Yo.
Damn.
Yeah, man, he got an obsession with men and his reproductive organ. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing against brothers. I had to get down like that, but I don't get down like that, Cloud. I'm sorry.
Well, we'll get to him in a moment. Guy Dollywood.
Yeah, give me a second. Let my nuts breathe, please.
Hey, hold up, everybody. What's good, brother Legend? What's good what's good with the kings and the queens in this room, man? Brother Legend, you remember me? I came on your platform before.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I want to.
You got a different page now?
Huh?
Is this same page?
Yeah, same page, brother.
Okay.
But I want to, I want to address something to these Hebrew Israelites. They need to stop. I noticed they keep using the word tribe. First of all, for one thing, and they try to relate it to black people. First of all, for one thing, tribe is a European term. Has nothing to do with African people. African people had kingdoms. This is the reason why we are the original kings and queens. You know what I'm saying? We had kingdoms. We wasn't tribal. There was no tribe. So I want to make that clear. So that's what I'm saying. When you hear these goofy Hebrews keep talking about, oh, we a tribe of it. Yeah, you know that's they're coming from a European book. You already know. So all this, we and then again, like the brother said, I never saw a black man show me anybody black that played Geronimo. We saw the movie Geronimo. Show me a movie that a black man played Geronimo. If black people are the original Indians, you will never find one. But why is that everybody that we know play an African character? Like you had I think a couple of brothers that played the character Nelson Mandela. You know what I'm saying? We had a movie that Black Panther. Everybody that we knew, even a sister, I think she's from Africa. She played Harriet Tubman. You know what I'm saying? Because that showed that we are connected. We can imitate black people. You know, I'm talking about as far as acting is concerned. We can imitate our heroes or whatever from the motherland, and vice versa. But I never seen a black person playing a Native Indian. You will never find that. So that shows you that's connected. We show that we are connected. We are connected. We are African people. So
That's because they too busy playing us. Like we the ones that built up America. We the one that built all of the structures
but
here
it
in
was
America, all the
African
forts.
people. It was enslaved Africans that built America. Benjamin Banneker
Wasn't
was
he
an African. He was an African.
respectfully?
That's why DC looks like ancient Kemet.
Respectfully, like
Respectfully, I muted you because it ain't your turn. Just let him land. You get your go.
Thank you, Sister D. But yeah, that's why DC, who was created by a black man, Benjamin Banneker, he it looks like ancient Kemet. The Tekken, look at like the Washington Monument, look like the Tekken. Our people was enslaved Africans. We not Slavic. Slave means Slavic. We not Slavic people. We was turned into some. They was trying to turn us to something else. But our people know. I mean, people need to really do their history. Pan-Africanism goes way beyond Marcus Garvey. It goes way beyond Marcus Garvey. This is it's real. I mean, people just gotta really do their homework. But I don't wanna be long-winded, brother. But I just want to just say that because I just, there's some things that kind of irk me, man. But like I said again, we are not tribal people. We're not tribes, and we're not tribe of nothing. We come from kingdoms. We had different kingdoms in Africa. So I just want to make that clear.
Absolutely.
yeah. Can I
Okay.
respond to brother?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Give us your age, race, and pronouns.
Yeah. Race is American. The age is 30, and I go by he.
America is not a race.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, but yeah.
No.
So like I said, bro. Like I said, they did have a lot of empires
Not right.
around the globe, right? They had a lot of empires around the globe.
Cloud, we're not just gonna scoot past. No, the host asked you for age, race, and pronouns. America is not a race. The last I checked, whenever I apply for an application or if
I
I'm
am
marking
not a
down my race on
racist. I am
any
not a
type of
racist,
job,
so
resume,
I
anything like,
don't subscribe to
it's
any
not
race
going
anything.
to say, "Are you American?"
And brother, here's the
You
thing
don't.
though. Which America? South America, North America, Central America? What? The American islands? What? The American territories? What? Because I'm going like this. If you say you're American, you know there's 6 different types of America to this day. If you're talking about the United States, bruh, if you saying United States, come on, dude. Are you? This is what I can't understand about people that say they are American, dude.
So
There is no such thing as American
wait,
culture, bro.
hold on. Before there was a North America or South America, there was just the Americas.
Okay,
Bruh,
so I'm gonna
we
be
were
nice.
Turtle Island, bro.
Hold on, calm down. I'm gonna be nice about this. So if you go to the hospital and the doctor's looking at you, are they gonna say that you're black, that you're white, that you're Pacific Islander, indigenous?
They're gonna say I'm black. I'm a black
Black. Okay,
American.
thank you. That's all.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But like I was saying, there was buildings and stuff here long before any colonizer, any Africans came here. Fort Myers, there's actually a star fort out there in Key West, and you gotta like internalize that because how was it that they were building these structures here and allegedly these were slaves with no kind of architectural background or anything, just slaves from Africa? Like that's why we be saying like the Capitol buildings, they basically just been reset in history. Like after every major war, they'll reset the history. So that's all we be trying to get people to realize is like we was building shit here way before any Africans got here, any colonizers, anything like that. The indigenous Americans.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
There are literally indigenous tribes that own slaves. What tribe are you from?
Shit, my people was
Please don't say the
Oklahoma,
tribe.
Oklahoma Choctaw. I mean, not Choctaw. Muskogee Creek, and yeah, Mississippi. I mean, Choctaw.
So,
Alabama.
are you aware that indigenous tribes own slaves?
Yes, I'm fully aware of that.
Are
And
black people like they have that ancestry, but they're not necessarily considered indigenous. Like they're literally a group of black people that literally just fought for those rights.
How are you all of them tribes?
I don't know.
Like,
I
was
mean,
it
my
like
grandpa, my grandpa,
big old
my
party?
grandpa on my mom's side was
Chuck?
Muskogee Creek, Muskogee Creek, and on my dad's side, they were Choctaw.
Man, y'all be everything but African.
No, it's cool, like
It's
because
wild
Y'all
I
to
be
me.
mean,
everything but black. I'm just going like,
but
why
I
the fuck
mean, like
basically?
even
Well, no, I
Africans
really
ain't
want to ask you
Africans,
this
bro.
question. Why you think black is so fucking disgusting, bro?
All right.
Because the first thing you
All right.
said, I'm American. Get the fuck out of
Yeah, I'm
here.
All right. All right. All
American.
right. All right.
We living in America. You
All
living in America. You benefiting off America. You eating
right.
off America.
But I just don't understand because anybody could look at some of y'all that want to adopt an American identity, and they ain't gonna see you as a Native American. So what does it benefit you to classify yourself as anything other than a group that is oppressed with the same phenotype as you? If what you're saying is true, like why is that something you don't care about? Like
I mean, you got to ask yourself, why would you disinherit yourself off of, stuff that your people is tied to here in America? Your people might not be tied to anything, you know what I'm saying? And I understand that part of it, but for people that actually know their family history and what their people was tied to, those people fighting in wars, fighting the colonizers when they came over here. So, some people is actually genetically linked to that, you know what I'm saying? Linked to that history. So you can't say like, oh, you can't say like they wasn't a part of history or they wasn't significant. Like,
no one's saying any of that. So we're not. That's what I'm saying. To even imply that anyone is saying any of that,
I mean, a lot of people have implied that.
disingenuous. But
Y'all try to say we disingenuous because we trying to claim everything. No, people is literally tied to these tribes, whether
I'm
they.
just confused as to why you would classify yourself outside of the group if there's strength in numbers and
I mean, there's
we all look the same. When
we look the same, but
when
we not the
cops walk in the
same.
room, y'all go from Blackfoot, Choctaw, Black Kneecap, Black Ass to you
Yeah,
know what I'm
because
saying? Like,
Exactly.
you
I'm
can't
just
just
going like this.
generalize
Black so
all
disgusting to
black
you? I
people
really
under
want
one
to know this
tribe.
shit. Why is black so
There
disgusting
wasn't
to
no
you, bro?
universal black
Why is
American
black so
tribe.
disgusting?
when the
Okay,
police
one mic,
show up,
one mic.
they not thinking, oh, let me ask his great great grandma for her records. Like what benefit does it? That's what I don't understand, right? Like if I'm thinking of the pretendian struggle for liberation, then why would you do something that decreases your numbers from the millions of descendants that were brought here from Africa? If you think you were here before, you do you also deny that slaves were brought here, enslaved people were brought here and human trafficked to America?
I mean, it was a lot of it was enslaved people coming here and it was colonizers coming here. And Africans was part of that. They was part of the colonizers that was coming over here as
What
well.
place in
Yeah.
America is colonized by Africans? Please enlighten me.
Shit, it's a bunch of them. What you mean?
Name one. Because
Shit,
it
Liberia,
must be it must
New
be in
York.
Yoruba. It must be in one of the Akan languages. It must be in some language I didn't know about. So please, where is Oyo, Texas? Like I'm like, let me know.
Family, he just said, you just asked him what place in the Americas was colonized by Africans, and he responded by saying Liberia. Bro,
Shit,
Liberia was, listen,
Dutch East
Cloud,
Indies.
hold
It
up,
was the Dutch East Indies.
hold on, Cloud,
The
stop yelling.
goddamn the Caribbeans,
Cloud,
bruh. The Caribbean.
Cloud.
We
Thank you.
colonized the Caribbean.
Listen, at the end of the day,
Yo, legend, chill, man.
at the end of the day, I don't know why he. Okay, at the end of the day, brother, you're talking about Liberia as if Africans colonized their own space. Liberia is in Africa. That's number one. Number two, actually, that place was colonized by European powers. And then what they did was they offered that, a already colonized space where they were already brutally mistreating indigenous Africans there. They offered that space to African Americans. And then African Americans who were recently freed, some of them decided, okay, yeah, bet, let's go to this space. They
Okay,
went to
I
that space.
misspoke, bro. I was trying to say Liberty City. I was trying to say Liberty, not Liberty.
Hold on, Cloud, hold on.
No, because
So what
I told you I misspoke, bro. I was trying to say Liberty City, not Liberia, bro. I was trying to say New York.
It's in English.
So you missed
New
said
York.
we colonized it. If it's in English, that means one of those that were colonized by the English colonizers.
Bro,
That means the English
who you
colonized.
think colonized Nigeria before they named it Nigeria? It wasn't Nigeria, always called Nigeria, bro. What was it called before Nigeria?
Nigeria is an English colony.
Like
Exactly. And didn't they create the Royal African Company?
Speaking, host is speaking. When the host speaks, can y'all mute up respectfully? Like, you got to respect the man's space.
it's just someone said in the comments, this is why education is important. It really is. You know what I'm saying? And when someone is miseducated out loud, you ain't gonna convince nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, brother, you got some reading to do. I ain't gonna judge you. I'm not even gonna hold this discussion anymore because it just don't make no sense. we gotta do better. And Sankopedia is gonna be a website that hopefully a lot of brothers and sisters can use as a resource for an Afrocentric view of history and learning more about the first people on Earth, the people we came from.
Can I ask you a question, bro? What was the purpose of the Royal Nigerian Company and the Royal African Company?
It's in English. That's all that matters. You failed the quiz, bro. It's all right. There was no place colonized by Africans. We're gonna move on.
The kingdom of Nigeria was enslaving their own people, bro. They participated in enslaving their own people.
No, they didn't. The reason you believe that is because your master told your granddaddy told you, and now that's why you don't got no allegiance to the continent. You know what I'm saying? But it's all right. We know what that is. That's post-traumatic slave syndrome. That's last place anxiety. Nobody wants to be in last place. Even we ourselves, black people, look at ourselves as last place. And so PTSD, post-traumatic slave syndrome, or post-traumatic slave disorder, is a book that is written by Dr. Joy DeGory, where she says that one of the long-term effects of a people in oppression is having an aversion to identifying with their own group. They have an aversion to identifying with being African because they have a negative view of Africans in their mind. Now, who could have planted that there? But we'll go to the next person. 600 Sully, the God. What's going on? You muted. Oh, I don't even know if you can unmute. I can't send it. Oh, yeah, and doctors have also done studies to say that having a positive association with your Africanity is good for your mental health, actually. That's a quote from Timothy.
Shout out to Dr. Rita Walker.
Yep.
Hey, yeah, bro. I
Yeah, go
gotta like I believe the cultures are too similar, right? Between African culture, ancient African culture, and ancient American Indian culture, right? So I'm under the belief of like one or the other taught, one or the other. So what do you think about that? What's your thoughts on that?
It's not one or the other. Africans taught them. When they landed on them shores, they was black as you and I. Eventually, over time, they started to, thin out. But some of them maintained their Afro, Afro, African phenotype. This is all talked about Ivan Van Sertima before. What was it? They came before Columbus. So
Yeah, I heard of that. Yeah.
yeah, so a lot of people take his stuff out of context.
Hmm.
They read where he makes the comparisons between, like archaeological findings of the Olmecs and ancient Egyptians, and they take that and say, "Oh, so slavery never happened. We're all from here." Whew.
Oh no, no, I don't
You know what
believe
I'm
that.
saying? And that's just a way. That's a good way to deny. Like that's just a form of Stockholm syndrome. It's a form of psychosis to deny that history.
So I'm pretty sure you've heard of the story to where when they did come, when the Europeans finally did get here, and set their flag, the first ones they did enslave was the Indians, but they couldn't enslave them in their backyard, their own backyard. Have you ever heard of that?
Well, that's
Like the first
I've,
enslaved
I've
people in America
I've
was
heard
the
that
Indians.
before, but the major problem was the Native Americans would get sick. They white folks didn't wash their ass at all,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah, and Native Americans never had the plague, the Black Plague.
yeah.
So they didn't grow immunity to the Black Plague and like certain other things that come along with that
I
immunity.
understand that part. That's how they actually planted their flag in America by
You know
bringing the
what I'm saying?
plague.
Right. So they couldn't keep them as slaves because they kept like dying. So,
Okay.
um,
So that was
so
my whole theory. Like
yeah.
I kind of feel like, bro, you know how once they said that this whole all the continents was together. So I'm under the belief that they're one and the same. Like the Africans overseas, or the same Indian Americans over here.
No. But see, you're forgetting a very important migration. You're
That's
forgetting about the
like we traveled the
migration
world
of
before the
Asians.
Europeans.
What?
I feel like we in the basically Africans and Asians traveled the world, explored the world, and seeded the world before the Europeans knew the rest of us even existed. That's
Um,
why if you think about it on the eastern line, right, of the United States of America, all of our islands, right, over there, they're of melanated people as far as they're of African people, African descent, and European descent. Either they mix with European Spanish descent or just European English descent, right? So they're Manelos in that form. But when you come to the West Coast and you see our islands, you see more of a black and Asian mixture of people. So you get the Samoans, the Tongans, and things of that nature, right? So you can see the actual gentrification of the bloodlines, but you can tell how one was by force and one was by choice. If you understand what I'm saying, like I've never heard of the
I just
Chinese
want to remind you that
anywhere in Africa.
Asians come from Africa, not the other
Oh
way
yeah, I
around.
know too. I
So,
know that.
so what I'm saying is, they're not proof of a mixture. They're proof of recessiveness. Like over time, they had, cut themselves off from Africa's rich gene pool and started to have similar traits because they're mixing and matching within a certain, group.
Yeah.
So
Genetic mixing, basically. That's like me right now. I got a mixed baby mother, right? I have a Hispanic and Portuguese baby mother.
Lord have mercy.
So
All right.
our child, no, no, look, dead ass. Our child is basically a mixed child. You feel me? Like my son don't. I mean, my daughter don't look like, you know,
But you
fully
came
black.
up here talking
No, no, no.
about
I'm
black and
saying
Asian,
I'm saying the evolution of people is through mixing the DNA. That's what it,
No, it's
that's
not
how it
mixing
works.
with us. Hold on, because that's what you're forgetting. Is that
Yeah.
when it comes to us, we get the fresh genetics, right? Let's say genetics is like a spring of water. All the fresh new DNA and phenotypes and new stuff comes out of the heart of Africa.
The
and
purest.
and then people go to other parts of the world with a certain group of genetic traits, variants, and they go and they stay with each other until they all have a similar phenotype and they all look like family. And that's how we got Europeans. So
See, You said something about
But
after every
we are already mixed with the world. The closer we are
yeah.
to our Africanness, like I think it was Lupita Nyong'o who had like the rarest one of the rarest Eve gene tracing her matrilineal line all the way back to like the earliest women. Um, so you know what I'm saying? Like she has all of humanity inside of her. She can make any race. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what I'm trying to say is the fresh genetics come from us. So when you say that there are dark-skinned Asians that look like,
I wasn't saying
light-skinned
dark skinned
Asians
Asians.
and
I wasn't
black
saying dark
Asians,
skinned Asians. I'm talking about how Samoan people actually say,
but that's what I'm
okay,
saying. But that's
they
what I'm
say that
saying.
they're black.
Samoans are not mixed with Africans because they're not mixed with Africans. They're Africans who over time had more and more recessive traits because they were on islands.
So what about the Hawaiian people?
Same thing.
Brother. Okay.
No,
In
How do
no,
you
I'm
order,
asking
think?
a
How do you
question
think?
because we can actually look at these things. Like
Same
some of
thing.
us do
Everyone
have,
started out as
you
black
know,
at some point thousands of years ago. Everyone started out as with our phenotype and originally. Then they left
okay.
Africa. They cut themselves off from the fresh gene pool that
Facts.
No, no. See,
they
I
built.
understand that part of it, right? But then I don't think I'm explaining it right. Like, okay, now say one of my exes, right? She was Asian and black, right? But she looked like she was Hawaiian. Like I know she wasn't Hawaiian. She was met her mother, met her father. But
That's
through
because
what happened
she
at for
had.
her mother being what she was and her father being what he was, the mixture what she came out as, she looked like them.
okay, 600, 600. Listen, bro. Listen, you gotta have a basic understanding of how genetics works, of
I
how
do understand
what's
how
called.
genetics
No, no,
work.
no, no,
That's why
no.
I'm telling you,
600,
it
600.
isn't
Listen,
new. That's why
600.
I'm trying to
Listen,
explain.
listen. You don't, and I'm telling you this not to be disrespectful. I'm just telling you that you don't because the questions that you're asking is clearly showing that it's like you're not aware that certain things can happen during certain time periods and also depending on which environment you're in, so on and so forth. Like there are so many factors that have to be considered when it comes to human evolution, human migration, and then human adaptation. Because technically speaking, it wasn't that long ago that you started seeing certain people groups migrating over to the Americas. It was maybe what, like 25,000 years ago? Because the oldest human remains that they've ever found in the Americas was, I think, of like a 16-year-old girl or something like that. And they know it was a female because only females have, like, well, women have certain bone structures that can be identified archaeologically. So by studying her bones, they've managed to figure out that she was of a certain age. And that was the earliest known remnants of human remains that they've ever found in the Americas. And they also know that people groups migrated out of Africa and then bumped into other hominids. Now, like, this is why it's important to just look into as much of it as you can in your spare time because it is extremely complex. It's not something that's just like oh, okay, I'm just gonna, well, you know what, I'll tell you what, the easiest way to know more about it, there's a documentary on PBS. You can get it on Amazon. I highly recommend it, even to the point of buying it because it's actually dropping gems. It's called First Peoples, and it's literally like one of the most accurate representations of modern archaeology, biology, genetics, the whole shebang that I've ever seen. And it describes everything that we're talking about perfectly, visually. It talks about every continent, talks about Africa, it talks about the Americas, it talks about everything. So if you're more a visual learner,
He not like
First
us.
Peoples is your best bet.
Okay, so basically,
I'm
I
asking-
understand everything you were saying
Oh, I want to ask you a serious question. Why do you keep referring to people as mixed, especially when it comes to black people, including your child?
because we are mixed. I'm mixed with Black, Indian, and Irish.
No, sir.
I have a Irish
No,
grandmother
sir.
that's 100% Irish.
No, sir.
She doesn't look like me.
So in this conversation, you try to act like you know so much about history. How do you not understand that word was used on black people when they were quote unquote breeding us like animals?
I understand that. That's
Then
how
why
we
you
got
keep referring
Manellos. And I
to
was
your
just about to
child
ask. I was just
as
about to ask.
mixed?
How long have the Mexican race been?
Oh snap! My bad. Hell, my bad.
No, you did that shit on purpose, brother.
Yo, dang man, I was just trying to
But the
I
audience
guess
love it. The audience love it. They was getting tired of this. Bro. They was getting
yeah.
tired
I
of
do
it.
have a question. Before he left, I wanted to know the answer of what D. David was talking about. Then, what would you call multi-race people?
Wouldn't
Like
call them,
directly. You said what?
I wouldn't call them mixed.
What would you call them? What would you identify them as?
What did you just call them?
Ain't no such
So
thing as
you
a
want us to say
multi-racial person.
multi-race people?
If
Ain't
you
no
want
such
to call
thing.
it, if you want to call them multiracial, you call it.
Okay,
I
whatever.
wouldn't call no black person mixed. And you was real fly in the chat. So what's your age, race, and pronouns? And introduce yourself.
And how was I flying the chat?
Introduce yourself.
Anyways, my name is Success.
Yeah.
I'm 18. Hi, nice to meet you guys. Hi, nice to meet everybody.
And
I don't
you're
want to be rude. I don't want to debate. I do want to have a very calm conversation because
What's your race
it's
though?
getting late. It's getting late.
What's
You
your
said
race?
what's my race?
Yeah.
I'm Nigerian. I'm African. I'm black. But I do have a question. I was in the comments. I don't know how I was getting slick or smart in the comments. I don't know if you could clarify because all I was asking in the comments was, what is black culture? And nobody answered that. This one guy kept saying that's a stupid question. I want to know how this is a stupid question. Could you answer it? And if it is,
What is African culture?
see, African culture is African culture. But when you ask what black
Oh,
culture is, why are you laughing? Don't be ignorant. I want us to have an actual intellectual conversation.
tell me what
You
not
can't
to
answer.
do.
You
Don't
can't
tell
answer a
me.
question with a
Tell
question.
me,
Success.
tell
Listen,
me
you
what not
just
to
said.
do. Because it can get
Answer a
real
question with
ignorant.
a question.
You not
Black
success.
Africans are
Success.
black
Hold
too,
up.
though,
Hold
right?
up. Hold up. Hold up.
Africans are
Listen.
black too. You can't
Success.
include it in
Hold
black.
up. Hold up. Listen. You just said that you didn't want to argue, you didn't want to get into a full-blown debate. Yet the first thing that's coming out of your mouth as soon as you're coming up here onto the panel is being argumentative and debating with every little piece of everything that everybody's been telling you so far. So it sounds like you said one thing, but you're doing something very different.
But see, my
So
point was simple,
The
though,
first
Timothy.
thing that
Hold
came
on,
out of
hold
my
on.
mouth was
The reason why I said what I said is simple. I asked her what African culture is because there's Nigerian people, there's Ghanese, there's Jamaican. Like, we as black people all have different cultures, and we all still have similarities in our cultures. But you have somebody that tries to act like they have some level of culture, and black Americans, oh, they don't have no culture. That's what you tried to do. And
that's
the
not what I
funny
tried to
thing
do. I
about
only
that,
asked
that's
one
what you tried
question.
to
Don't
do.
assume.
That's,
Don't
no,
assume.
no, don't make an ass of
All right.
yourself. Because
Don't
you came
assume.
up here and
Because
you're
I
gonna
asked
say
the
I'm
question, what is black
African.
culture?
So then what
Do you
is
want to
black
keep going back
culture?
and forth?
I
Like, or
damn
do you
it
want to hear
don't.
my point?
Baby, trust and believe I'm asking
Because
you a
you
question.
pretty much know your point. You haven't
Yeah,
heard my
you
thought
still
or
know
my
my
point
point.
at all.
You
All
came
you've
up
done
and
is
asked an
disagree
ignorant
and agree with
question.
me at the
You
same
asked an
time.
ignorant question, you got an
It
ignorant
wasn't
answer.
an
Now go
Y'all
ignorant.
ahead.
talking over each other.
You just answered it. So how was it an ignorant question? You just want to argue so bad. Anyways, that's why I rebutted and I said I don't want to argue. So if we could pipe it all down, pipe it all down. I don't care how I came up here. Let's fix it. All right.
No, you fix
So
it. Adjust yourself.
like that's why I'm saying let's fix it.
No, you fix it.
No, worry about you. Don't tell me what to do.
And what
You're a
how
grown woman. I'm 18.
Gee, why? All right, hold
hey,
on.
I'm good
Let
because I
her.
match it.
Cause we don't even know
Let
what she
me
got to say
let me
yet.
say my exactly. Just want
All
to
right,
keep going back and forth. You just validated
I'll
exactly
put
what
it
I
in the
said.
chat. I don't know what's going on right
Multiple,
now. Y'all got
multiple.
something different going on. All
You
right,
can't say black culture because that's like
right.
melting
You
it all
already
down
asked the
into one
question.
little pot.
As a
Black
connoisseur,
people have multiple cultures depending on their ethnicity, depending on their background, depending on when they come from. So when you ask, is black culture meant to be shared? Why are you making it as a whole? Like there's different multiple types of black culture. So what black culture are you referring to? And she's assuming, I don't even know what she said. She said you're trying to make it seem like black or African Americans did something, something. I don't even know what you said, but don't put words into my mouth. I'm only going to tell you exactly how I feel, exactly what I'm saying. Like I'm so straight up, don't put any words in my mouth at all. And I'm not going to keep going back and forth. But from what I said, what do you have to say with that? Like, is
okay. I'm going to respond now. All right. No, because I think this is an important question, especially to brothers and sisters that are from the continent or just don't understand. The thing that makes a culture is its tenets, right? So you've got food, which is how they decided to come together and survive and eat a certain way.
religion. They decided to pray a certain way together. The land they live on together. Um, some sort of historical obstacle, like traumatic event for the community, that where they had to come together to fight. So many of these things, give us the byproducts of culture, art, food, dancing, language. And language now doesn't mean that they create their own language, which African Americans, I'm not going to talk too much, but that's something we could talk about. But I'll just leave it at how you speak. Like, the way African Americans, Afro Caribbeans, and brothers and sisters in South America speak, they brought Africa with them. And Black culture really just means Africans, primarily in the West, but that have been subjugated and oppressed by white supremacy to the point where they've created a subculture around it, whether it's Santeria, what's the dance the Brazilian brothers be doing? Capoeira, um, you know, uh, many of the different things throughout the diaspora of Black people here, just in the West. Black culture would be our mix of Western, basically an African expression, a Western expression of African culture. That's what I would say Black culture
So
is.
Black culture would be a Western expression of African culture. Could you
Mhm.
give me an example? Like, what is an example of what Black culture does? Because,
Uh,
like, help me understand what we are rebuttaling, like the exact specifics to it.
okay.
Because I don't know, maybe if you can't put it on the prompt, maybe like that's not allowed on TikTok. But I definitely need to be specific because when you speak on Black culture, it needs to be shared. I have a culture of my own. I know a lot of Black people have different cultures that don't pertain to mine. So, let's be
What makes
specific.
your culture a culture?
My culture is a culture because religion,
Okay. What
geological
religion do you have?
factors. I'm a Christian. Geological factors, political factors.
Wow.
Hey, yo, what's happening right
That's
I tried to
that's
tell you.
not your culture, success.
Yo,
You asked what my religion was, and I answered.
yo,
Are y'all
what
okay?
just happened?
Did you not just ask me my religion? Are you about to say
Hey, yo,
Christianity
hey,
is
all right, what's good?
Success. That's not even a
Christianity is not
success.
a religion? Is that
Success.
Yo,
what you're
Tell me.
saying?
wow.
Okay, tell
Christianity
me.
is not
Tell me. Is
Christianity is
Christianity
not a religion. Is
indigenous?
that what you're
is
saying?
not African culture.
Oh my gosh, man.
Christianity is not African. How are you going to tell me that I was born in Nigeria? How are you going to
Wow.
tell me? You can't. This is what I'm
Brother
saying.
Legend,
You
could
can't
you,
Success.
speak on
Brother
other
Legend,
people's
could you
cultures
Success.
unless you are born there.
educate this sister?
You can't speak on other people's cultures unless you are
Okay,
raised there.
you gotta mute her because she's just
Tell
not
y'all what
speaking.
black
Muslim
people culture is and what they
Too
do.
emotional.
Islam has different
This
culture
is sad.
for Black people.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot
All
say
right.
that. What do you mean? You're trying to analyze everybody as a whole. And that's where you get things fucked up. Like, what?
All right. Well, you can get things effed up, brother. Yeah. That's wild. I can't believe she said that. I thought she was going to say Ifa or some shit like
Facts, facts.
something.
Word.
She said Christian. I'm a Christian.
She's still she's still learning, y'all. She's still learning. She said she was 18, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Know it all.
we
That's
already
the whole
know.
point. She's
Like,
trying to learn.
yeah, she's gonna learn eventually. She's just,
I'm here to challenge brother. Did you not peep that? She thought she knew more than him. She wasn't trying to learn.
That's wild. All right. Kojo, what's good, brother? Kojo, you here? Yeah, she got. Yeah, that was just funny. Bro. I can't believe she
I
said
don't see. I
Christian.
just say I kept it cute on me. I knew it was coming.
Oh, hit unmute again, Kojo. Darn. As soon as he unmuted it, I was trying to unmute it and then it muted him.
You
All
did
right,
it.
I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna unmute it.
Oh, I can't even invite him to unmute.
You don't. There you go. I did it. I sent it.
No, you sure you didn't just mute him again? Cause it blinked.
I sent it, and he probably took it off and then put it back. Kojo, unmute your mic. Is he in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, try again. Okay, here. Did that work? He in the chat.
Yeah, his app might be.
Might have to drop and come back up.
Yeah, you gotta drop.
Brother Legend, if you don't mind, can I answer the question?
Oh
I
yeah,
ain't
go
never got a
ahead.
chance to answer this. But first, before I answer the question, I want to say to the Batindians, when you explain yourself, please show a native status card. You're gonna have to show a native status card and show your DNA. You know what I'm saying, that you're a pure native Indian or whatever that is. So, with that said, I'm going to answer these questions. Is Black culture meant to be shared? I think it should be shared among us as a people. I think we all should learn from one another. You know what I'm saying? That's how I learned. You know what I'm saying? From my own people. You know what I'm saying? Teach our babies. You know what I'm saying? Who they are and what they come from, and at least we could pick and choose what we could adopt certain African cultures that would work for us. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to learn our history because at the end of the day, it's still our culture. You know what I'm saying? So I think it should be shared among us. Just like every other race, they learn their culture. You know what I'm saying? They learn the Asians, they learn from each other. You know what I'm saying? The Europeans learn from each other. So I think that's something that I think that should be something that we should do for ourselves. Should we support interracial relationship? I don't even know how interracial relationship. I don't even know how that benefit us because they don't. Now, I do believe that Black people, African people, should, I guess, get with each other like somebody who was born in the United States. I don't have a problem with Black people. Marrying, dating other African people, maybe from the motherland or from the Caribbeans, you know what I'm saying? So that's how, like, again, that's how culture is being shared. You know what I'm saying? We learn from one another, but we still have similarities.
That's not
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
not sharing
So,
us, but I hear you. I mean, that's like, if I give someone my recipe book saying that we sharing culture, we in the same family, you know?
right. So, yeah, that's all it is. So, that's what I do believe, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, like my wife, her family's from Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? So, but she's a sister. You know what I'm saying? She's Black. You know what I'm saying? So, and so um I don't that I'm saying I think that Black people should do that. But as far as marrying other races of people that don't look like us, I don't see that's a benefit. I think that's a more of I think any like I said, and I remember I said this in the chat before when you did your last live legend that I said that who you marry, let me know who you are. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it is. It's like that identifies what you're about, who you are. So if you marry a white person, that means I can't trust you. You know what I'm saying? You marry a yellow person, I can't trust you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That means, it, and then your children, if you have children by people from another race of people, your children gonna come out confused. They're not gonna know who they are. I want my kids to be solid. You want your kids to be solid. They know exactly where they come from. They know exactly where their parents come from. You know what I'm saying? They know their culture. They don't have to be like, well, I'm Black, and that's another thing I can't understand, Legend. What's up with people always keep saying, well, I'm Black and Asian. I'm Black and German. Everything is so Black people don't come from nowhere, but they always claiming a continent. You see what I'm saying? Or country from other races of people. So what they telling me, these countries are better than our people. These people, you know what I'm saying? I'm Black and I don't know. I'm Black and Japanese. You heard that before. They don't say I'm African and Japanese. They don't use the word. Well, I'm Ghana and Korean. They don't say they always use black like the one brother said. They always prefer Black as like some bad thing. So that's like the bottom. Everybody else comes, so they're going to identify their oppressor. They're going to identify the Japanese and with any other European country. They're going to identify with that, but they're not going to identify the African part. So this is the reason why interracial relationship would never work. And I think they use that as more of a weapon against us. And they push that in these movies. They push that in because we visual people. So our babies are watching this stuff and they thinking, well, wow, look at this blonde, blue-haired white woman. I want that when I make it, I want that. You know what I'm saying? Because that is a sign of success. And then you're gonna see all these beautiful sisters that's very educated. And you know the white man, he's not stupid either. He's gonna get the beautiful sisters. He gonna get these black women who's very educated. He will never. One thing about white men, they will never degrade themselves by getting what they call like I guess a low class black woman. They're gonna get with themselves a educated black woman who's going somewhere. But with us, some of our people they'll get the most trashiest trailer trash white woman they can find, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how she looks. She's white or she's yellow. You know what I'm saying? So I know that I just noticed that. So I just think interracial relationship is more of a weapon against us. It's definitely not something to glorify. And I yield the mic on that. I just want to say.
All right. Yeah, I've heard them call themselves Blasian. I've heard that some of them prefer to be called Blasian mixed with black and Asian. I prefer the term black and niece if I was them, but 600 Selly, give us you already talked to up here before. What's going on? Welcome back.
Kojo, mic working.
Oh yeah,
Oh, Kojo. Oh yeah, it's Kojo's turn. Hold on, 600. Kojo?
one love, everybody. Can y'all hear me pretty good?
Yes, we hear you, brother.
What's up, Aunt?
What's going on, little fella? Well, anyway, I've been entertained so far from what I've seen up here. Of all people to mix with, a Portuguese, one of the first ones that colonized and enslaved us from Angola. It's crazy. Black culture, I grew up here in the South, and I understand the remnants or the residue of African culture that was instilled with us, and and still reminisce even in Christianity. The way we shout, the way we sing, we brought our ancestors alive with that. The blues, the gospel that we sing, the arts. That's who we are. That's what we. We had to collaborate our own type of culture, no matter where you are in the diaspora. Is where you were cultivated at. Most people are more connected to their African roots because of their locations, like the people in the Caribbean and Brazil and South Carolina, the Gullah Geechee, and it's all about where you were and what's going on. But we've always had a remnants of our African culture within us, no matter what we were colonized to immaculate in. One of the things that I found disturbing is you want to be everything but African, and I think there's some type of mental. It's not funny, and I see it a lot, and it's downright embarrassing that our people want to be everything but who they are. I've seen people claiming genealogy, but they don't want to put that DNA to the test. Finding out that you come from West Africa is a wonderful thing. We stand on the shoulders of giants, of people that have fought the whole way. And to run into this type of miseducation and misguidance is very disturbing, especially at this point uh, at this particular time, because it is imperative that we really connect with our brothers and sisters on the continent and also with each other throughout the world, because no matter where you are from, I'm quoting Peter Tosh, as long as you're a black man, you're an African. You know, that's the bottom line. That 87% of Congo that's running through my blood, Ubuntu, I'm not going to claim that 12% or that 1% of Native American. I mean, hey, if you go on the man's side, you're going to run into a white man. If you stay on the maternal side, you're guaranteed to connect, some type of way. And I find it, kind of crazy that people don't want to be everything but who they are as a people. It's very important that I don't know if we have to be re-educated, because this new crowd, man, we got some old fools out here too now. We got people my age talking this crazy mess. And it's embarrassing. And I think it's exploitation of how uneducated North African Americans are. It's embarrassing. It really is, and I'm ashamed that we have dropped the ball the last 20 to 30 years on re-educating our people of who we are and how important it is that we, and I don't think that sister was no that. I think she probably was Nigerian, but she didn't talk like one.
True.
That Christianity and Islam is the most detrimental things that ever happened to our people.
Facts.
I'm done with. I'm gonna land my plane with that, man. It's crazy, I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna sit down in the comments and listen. I might pop a couple of jokes here and there.
All right. Thanks, Thanks for coming up, bro.
If I could respond to OG, right? We did try to get them to actually teach the proper history, critical race theory. They told us we can't teach that.
That's not critical race theory.
No, basically we can't teach that colonizing is basically conquering. That's basically what they were saying by teaching critical race theory. We can't teach that to our kids because that will make their kids feel some type of way about them. That's the whole argument that was in Congress.
But you waiting on a white woman to educate your children on how her community oppressed. That's what we should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because why would you want her to sweeten up the oppression of your community?
Yeah, but emotional maturity need to grab hold of everybody in the Black community. So when you say we need to teach the community, that means the mother and the father, not just the mother. There are so many things that the mother can teach the child. It's like there's so many things that the father can teach the child. But together we could teach them everything, and it's proven because other cultures do it better than we do.
So how is it that you calling your child? You don't call your child Black. You call your child.
I do call my child Black. I just understand.
So on this panel, when you came up, you centered your child being something other, and in the midst.
An example, man. That's it. My child is Black because, like OG said, I did my DNA ancestry. I am from the Congo too. That's why I was shaking my head when he said that. About 70-80% of it. So technically, my child is more Black than anything. I am acknowledging that my child is of mixed race.
Okay, listen. When it comes to your child being educated about their Blackness, who leads in that education?
I do.
So in this conversation, when we're talking about how you paired, you're doing 2,000, like you literally in negative 2,000 because you are doing primary where the child spends most of their time with their mother.
You said what now?
Most children spend predominant of their time with their mothers.
And why is that in the Black community?
It's not just in the Black community, it's in any community because Black women are normally the nurturers of the children. They're the primary educators of their children. In most
communities, both parties, as far as parents, work. 9 times out of 10, the child is either in daycare or something like that by the majority today.
And when the child gets out of daycare, the primary time is spent with the mother.
No, because majority of the time, people are getting off at the same time to take care of their kids. I know I did.
All right, but here's the thing.
I picked up my kids myself, and plenty of my friends that's around me also does that themselves.
All right,
Cook like the woman and everything.
all
So
right. You could
yeah,
you
my bad.
You're basing that on anecdotal evidence. She's speaking more to studies that have been done, and then just common household structure. Women tend to be.
Studies by who though? Is it the colonizer doing these studies, or are we doing these studies on our own?
Well, the thing about studies is they can be verified if you know what you're looking at.
On
I
statistics,
I'm sorry.
so the statistics on black people actually doing the census is very, very low. So how can their statistics on black culture and black life actually be accurate when they talk about statistics on
Yes,
us?
are
So
you
that
proud to be black?
Wait, hold on. There's no way you're trying to say that black men spend more time with children than black women do.
if we're allowed to be in their life, it's about the same. If we're not in their life and it's because of emotional immaturity, yes, they do sit in front of the mother more. You gotta my whole thing is I come from that type of household, but my whole thing is too I'm not gonna lie about where I come from. See, it's some good positive things coming from a single mother household, and it's some negative things, right? And as black men, we don't like to speak about the negative things that contributes to our behaviors today, right? So yes, the father is needed because most black men needed their fathers, and we know that. And we know what comes from not having that. And we know the things that we had to learn through trials and tribulation. Some of us been in jail going through these trials and tribulations. Some of us been homeless going through these trials and tribulations. But trials and tribulations that we could have been taught by our father. So it's a masculine energy and feminine energy. So we need the masculine energy.
What we're saying is, even in communities where mother and father are in the home, then outside the black community, inside the black community, and even in communities where the fathers are in the home, women still tend to be around the child more and pass culture down. That's just part of being human. I mean, and even if you look at it that way, in today's context, no matter what the reason is, in our community, primarily, women spend more time with the children.
Yes, I agree with that. But there's a reason. That's my whole thing. And like,
The reason is
an older guy said this, right? He
Ties to
said,
white
yes, it takes a
supremacy.
village to raise children. It takes a village to raise kids. But what if the village isn't equipped to raise children? What do we do then when that comes to play? Because we're
actually.
looking at generations that's not changing and our
I'm
generations are
glad. I'm
getting
so
worse.
glad you said that. Imagine someone going outside their race with a community of people that literally had a huge part to play in the oppression and enslavement of your people, and then there's never been any form of education or correction in regards to your community who's still being oppressed, and have the audacity to think that that person who has now reared and raising their children is going to all of a sudden teach them to be proud of their blackness in today's society, because it speaks to the volume of someone that chooses someone outside of their race, not even loving their own blackness and have a strong level of anti-blackness, whether it be based on who your mother was or who your father was. It speaks volumes when you see people come and they have this negative connotation about their community, but say that they are speaking to the pro-blackness or blackness that their child is going to be reared or raised in. It speaks
I'm under the
volumes.
belief that everybody on this planet comes from us, right? So I don't look at her as that because I also understand through conquering, of which the Europeans have done a lot of conquering on this planet, and they've destroyed groups of people and they created groups of people. So I can't blame them for that. So
But you
Brother, let me
blame
let me
it.
tell you let me tell you this real
I just
quick.
understand that we need
Wait,
all need to come
but you
back to
blame
that
it,
one thing, one key.
but you're blaming black community for how you're
Because
raising.
I am in the
The
black
issue is,
community, I
hold
was
on,
raised here.
no, because you're
There's
sitting
no
here.
male black leaders
Okay,
because of
first of all, hold up. You're sitting here and you're talking about the displacement of black community, but the white man had the biggest part to play in how black men could not even financially either be there for their family members, or how they were intentionally over policed and being imprisoned to get free labor out of the black man. But
so
you
we're
sit
going to
here and
forget about
talk
the
negative.
choice that
No,
they
no,
gave
hold on.
after,
You're gonna sit here and talk negative about the black community, but you got all the excuses and passes for the white people just so you can lay up with one. Funny.
or we're going to not bring up the choice black women was given when they got to work, when the welfare system actually came out. Black women could have stated, I
Are we
don't
gonna
want
bring up
welfare.
that white
I'll
women are the biggest
continue working
recipient
with
of
my
any form
husband.
of government?
I'll continue working with
Are
my
we gonna bring up that white women are the biggest recipient of any form of government assistance? Don't do it.
I understand that today. I'm talking about
Oh,
then when we
it was,
did have two
sir.
parent
Hold
households
on.
by the.
It was created for them. It wasn't created for the black community. You don't know your history.
It was created for them, but what community did they destroy?
That's the whole point. The same community
Why
that
don't we
you're
have
willing to
black
go lay
fathers
up
in the
with that
community,
community.
and why did it start around that time?
You're willing and ready to lay up with that same community. So why would you be the one that wants
Why
to
do
be
you
judged?
keep referencing? Why is that the key? Like referencing your
It's
statements,
a
bro? Like
reference to
Because,
you
bro,
making
you have
because you keep making excuses for the community that has displaced our community. Do you know anything about the
I
black
said, she's
Americans?
Hispanic, so
You
part of her
said
DNA has been
indigenous and
displaced by
Portuguese
Spanish.
is what you said.
is
Indigenous
she
and
black though?
Portuguese.
I
No,
also
she's
said
not.
that she's Portuguese, and we know that the Portuguese in Portugal was actually enslaved by the same people. So
They
why are we even bringing
Zach,
that up if we really know our
Portuguese.
history? They
Hey
were
man,
actually
look,
Portuguese and
conquered and
who?
demonized by the same people we were.
The Portuguese and who?
The Portuguese and the Spanish, as far as the Spanish that we have out here, as far as Mexicans, like Puerto Ricans, the only reason that they're Spanish is because of the Spanish overseas, the European Spanish. So before they came and conquered them, but if you want to call it colonizing, but we know what happened in the gruesome behavior of how they got their land. So we know how that happened. So I don't look at them as European.
Wait,
So
who's
no, I
them?
don't look
Who's
at them as
them? Who's them?
As far as Hispanics, I don't look at them as European. They're a conquered people. They're just like me. So when I say I have mixed DNA, but I do identify to the majority of my DNA, which is African, that's the same as them.
how many of them?
African means mixed DNA,
How many of
and I
them is
think that's.
mixed in
I think
now?
that. I think that's what you're not understanding.
Oh,
Is
right now
African
they're breeding with each other
African
so that
means
they're a
mixed
whole new
DNA.
race.
That's like saying I'm a mixed bowl of Skittles. Like Skittles, a bowl
Once
of
upon a
Skittles
time, we
has
had
mixed
Persians in
candy.
Persia. Where is Persia? Persia is the Middle East.
Wait, hold on. See, this is what I'm saying. You're not understanding. Being black, being an African means you come from a mixed colored bowl of Skittles. So being white means you picked out only the yellow Skittles and put them in a bowl. You see what I'm saying? They lack diversity. To be African means you have all the diversity. When I mix a bowl with yellow Skittles with a bowl of mixed Skittles, what are you going to call that?
Black.
It's just a mixed bowl of Skittles like it already was before
Yeah.
I put yellow back in it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say is like
I
that
understand that. That's
understanding
why I
of
was telling
genetics.
her why would she keep bringing up the race of my baby mother. I was using that as an example
Well, what I'm trying to say
of
is
how it was natural between me and her, but normally
what
through colonizing, it is forced onto people to mix
right,
DNA
and
to
it's being
come
forced
together.
onto you in this
No, I
context.
chose. Like I have other baby mothers that's actually African American. I just fell in love with a woman that wasn't fluently completely.
And
Yeah,
and
you
when did
yeah
you
you
decide
would
you were?
love the
Wait, hold on,
game.
My
hold on,
new daughter,
Chaka.
my newest child,
When did you
my
decide
2-year-old.
you was in love?
What made me start losing love? See, look, I was raised by African American women. I was taught to love African American women, right? Now I'm 35. That's all I've ever dated. This is the first time I've dated out my race. And the crazy part about it, I'm not with my baby mother because I didn't feel that connection, right? But even though I
What
knew that she
connection?
was better, connection as far as a black man feels with a black woman when he's with that woman. It's a connection that you feel. You feel like y'all have things in common without even speaking, right? I fell in love with that woman. She did do that for me as far as we did have things in
You
common,
fell
but
in love?
spiritually, I didn't feel it, right? And
Did
I'm
you?
not with her behind that, right? But I knew that she was a good woman for me. So,
Did you fall in love like it was an uncontrollable emotion?
oh yeah, I believe that I loved her. That's why we had a child together. But
And so
over
you had a
time,
child with
that love
someone
fell apart
based.
because
You
it
had
was certain
someone,
things.
but you had a child with someone based on emotion.
I feel like that's what we're supposed to do, right? We're
That's what
supposed to.
Europeans have taught you you're supposed to do. And that's something else Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. talks about in his book, The Compensatory Counter Racist Code. That's why a lot of brothers and sisters don't understand the context of racism and white supremacy.
So
Because
you're telling me every culture in Africa is supposed to stay because Africa is very culture wealthy, right? So when you look at it, right, there's different parts of Africa, like we have different parts in America, but there are different countries and they're considered as different tribes of people, right? So they're supposed to just stay together. They're not supposed to intermingle.
How many kids you got?
ma'am, I'm actually asking him a question.
Okay.
Like,
But what I'm trying to say is the idea of falling in love started about 200 years ago. Before that, what you just called love didn't exist. No one had thought of it yet. It wasn't marketed through Jesus Christ and the church.
the
As far as
emotion wasn't there. Like, you know, like I
what?
feel it though. Like when I feel that attachment to somebody, like you feel it in your chest. Like I'm not gonna lie and say that it's not an emotional. Like, yeah, the word probably didn't
Hold
exist,
on, no.
but
Because see,
the
this is the thing. We can control our emotions, right? We control our emotions all the time. And in the context of racism, white supremacy, you as a black man have been taught not to align logic with your emotions. You've been taught to align your emotions with your ego. That is Eurocentric.
see, I have a
That's the
question,
thing.
right? Our
Because if you
ancestors
were to
jumped the
do, hold
and
on,
got married.
if you were to do what was logical for you, right, in a state of oppression, which you believe black people are, hopefully, unless you're just in denial of everything going on with our community for the past 400 years. But as a person in a state of oppression, your goal should be to align with the survival of either those that you empathize with growing up, the community that you have an attachment to, or the community that you have empathy for. You look like them. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the people that. So it's like you doing that would help even alleviate the effects of systemic oppression on you on yourself by building by building within our community. You're doing something that benefits the next generation by being with a black woman. Your child is more likely to have a positive association with their blackness. Understand the context of how they're going to be treated in this world. There's many benefits to a black child having two black parents.
In order for a black child to physically have two black parents, it takes two, right? To be emotionally stable, right? So if you fall out of love, so say she fall out of love with you or like you, right? And she leaves you.
Except that you missed my point, brother.
No, I
What
understand
I'm
your
trying to
point,
say
right?
is when you say love, you are talking about a word that was co-opted
I
by
know.
a man named Jean-Jacques Rousseau
Mhm.
in the late 18th century, the late 1700s.
Okay, without the word, right? When you look at your child, right? If you didn't have no word to explain what that feeling was, would that feeling not exist?
No, the feeling would exist. You wouldn't make except
You
now
just
you're
wouldn't have a
talking. You're
word for
talking
it.
about love between a parent and a child, and that's an actual biological response to help us feel an allegiance towards protecting that child. So, but that's a completely different emotion
Okay, so
in a
if the
woman, bro.
mother keeps the child from the father because she's emotionally unstable, right? Or just however it goes, is that really thinking about the child? Or is she putting her feelings over the child? Because this is what happens in the black community by the majority, and that's the real root reason why
Bro,
most
hold
kids
on,
don't have their
brother,
father in the black community.
brother,
Let's be honest. Millennial
hold on,
man
hold
is
on, hold
willing
on,
to
hold on.
actually communicate
The
with them
reality,
to be in their
600,
kid's life.
six
Sir,
hundred,
sir,
600. The reality is that the majority of black men on average
I can get statistics. I post statistics on my
are
page and
actually
people bring them up. So
Go
make sure
ahead.
it's the right
Go
statistic
ahead,
if you're
Timothy.
talking about African American men.
in their children's
Repeat that, Timothy.
lives.
Okay, so
Timothy,
most African American men at this point in time is in their children's life.
yeah, I don't know why we're talking about
Most millennial men are in
Concept,
their children's life.
Timothy. Your signal is all messed up. You got to get to some Wi-Fi.
In 2024, millennial men, yes, we're in our children's life because we're willing to
All
bite the
right,
bullet
listen, six
and
six
be
hundred.
there.
We're gonna move on. You're
My
hopping from
bad.
topic to topic. It's too much shit to catch. Outcast, give us your age.
Man, I think I got some feedback. I'm straight. Y'all can hear me?
Turn your Bluetooth on and off, or off and on. Yeah, do that.
I still got some feedback.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to drop and come back.
All right. Yeah,
And I,
y'all. Love as y'all know it. Love as y'all celebrate it is out of a period called Romanticism by a French socialist named Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Came up with the idea of romanticism and dating and marrying based off feelings and not logic. So head over heels, I fell in love to make it seem like you just lost all sense of logic. Romeo and Juliet is a good example where, Romeo and Juliet's families were at odds, but yet they somehow found time to love each other and did something that in the end would take both of their lives. They were just so in love that it didn't matter. That's something that because our ancestors were on plantations, the only ideas of love and marriage and a man and woman having a relationship and building something together, building a life together, the only examples that our ancestors had was the person that had enslaved them, their owners. So when a lot of them walked off from plantations, they took those traditions and ideals, Christianity, patriarchy, certain other things with them, and tried to recreate that, tried to recreate the life that the Europeans that enslaved us were living. Um, yeah, there's plenty of scholars to talk about this. Outcast, go ahead and talk to us.
Yeah, I just had the like one question, right? Because I asked like this question in the comments like multiple times, and I never got the response I was looking for, or no response at all. So I just want to know who created the Europeans, like who or where do the Europeans come from?
I would say ask a European. Michael Bradley wrote a book called Iceman's Inheritance. You can check that out. It's foreword is by a brother named Dr. John Henrik Clark, who was one of the historians and teachers, master teacher of Malcolm X and many, other revolutionaries. Yeah, basically, their book says that Europeans are from a place desolate of resources and bad weather. It had a lot of bad weather where they couldn't grow crops, so they had to basically learn to hunt. Whereas Africans lived in places where there was a lot of vegetation, which is why they even brought us here to plant for them. Because we knew how to grow things. They Europeans didn't know, any of that stuff. To be honest, even Native Americans taught them some things because they didn't have really places to grow a lot. And
Right.
yeah, so we were more peaceful naturally, more welcoming because we had food in abundance, resources in abundance. Every natural element on the periodic table is in Africa. Everything. Africa is the only place that has every resource in mass quantities. And you know, oh snap. Hold on.
Right. So who are the
I'm
first? Who were the first Americans? Yeah, who were the first Americans?
the first Americans are the people that was here when Columbus decided to name this America, or well, he didn't name it, but he took his trip and eventually it became known as America later on. Do you mean who was the first people on the North American continent?
Yeah,
Or
you can say that. Yeah, yeah.
okay, so North American continent. The uh, earliest are what's their names? They're up in Alaska. I forgot their names. In Inuit, those Inuit people, and then in South America we've got the Olmecs. We know that they were
Uh-huh.
early on.
So who are those people? Are those Africans or are those Asians?
Those that were in the north were Asian. Those that were in the except they were melanated Asians, but Asian like Africans that walked through Asia because there was no such thing as Africa back then. There's no such thing as Asia back then. These were just people. But if we saw them today, they would look like brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? But eventually, they recessed and got
Right.
their different phenotype or whatever.
Right. So I'm saying that to say, right, okay, so the Caucasus Mountains is pretty much like in the middle of Africa, Asia, and Europe, right? Which, right. So that means that the Africans had something to do with creating the Europeans, right?
No, because I mean, well, okay. So it's like depends on how you're talking, man. 'Cause, like European is also a new word. Um, so it's like it depends on what you mean. Because the first people in the land we call Europe, it wasn't called Europe back then. But we could say that those were early Africans, but they
Right. That's what I'm saying.
weren't
Because if
African
it was
over
early
time.
Africans, it's pretty much they still had something to do with that recessive, right? With that recessiveness, because it was actually dark. It was dark melanated Europeans at one point in time before it was the so called YT. Can we
Yeah.
agree?
Hmm. Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So how can the so called black people in America have the same enemy as the Africans if the Africans created the Europeans?
What?
Wow, that
What?
was no. I see what his line of reasoning is. Hold on, y'all. All right. So first of all, you're using terms loosely, and that's where we get mixed up. Europeans are not the same thing as white people, so we start there. Second of all, we got to remember Europe is new, brand spanking new, newer than all the rest. So like new as hell. Like if you said Europe 300 years ago, no one would know what you're talking about. 200 years ago, well, nah, not 200 years ago, but like 300 years ago. So we got to remember that. Second of all, anthropology. Yes, the original people to settle in Europe were dark skinned Africans. However, over time, as I said earlier, when you're cut off from the Eve gene, you begin to dilute down to recessive genetics that are adaptive to the environment that you're
But the
living.
E gene is a mutation though, because the E came from Adam, right? That's not a perfect being. That's not there's a like that's a whole mutation, bro.
All right. I'll cast you a little bit over your death. You're talking like a comic book character. I don't know what he's talking about. Like Adam, like what Adam came first. What the hell was he? He clearly didn't know what the Eve gene was. I don't know. He went to the Bible. I don't know what that was. Like I hate it when people come up and try to act like they have genuine questions, and I'm like looking at it seriously. Like, this is a time where I could talk about something I learned, but be trolling the whole time. Like it's just weird. Timothy, did you want to say something?
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't catch the last person
Uh,
that was talking. But
he
yeah,
tried to teach us the Eve gene was a mutation, which is literally the weakest, wildest. That's like that's like saying the sky is the ground. Like that don't make no damn sense. Like
yeah, the Eve gene is what pretty much like founded everything. So like, how
so
can the
everything else
Eve
is a
gene be?
mutation. Everything that's not
Yeah,
the Eve
everything
gene is
else
a
is a
mutation.
mutation. Like that. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
It
I
makes
mean, there
no
was other
sense.
hominid species that existed before, but like still at the same time, like that is the origin of every single modern Homo sapien that's walking the earth today. All of
Yeah.
us, everybody.
So
So
nah,
yeah,
dominant
he talking
traits are
about the
real.
blueprint.
Shout out to the sisters with them dominant genetics, man. Shout out to the Eve gene carrying, big forehead, bonnet wearing, you know what I'm saying? Soul sisters that used uh, blue and green magic, blue magic hair grease. I used to use it on my legs when I didn't have no lotion. But my sisters definitely had both. But have you like, it was whack because it have your legs shining.
But did your guest answer the question at the top? The
Um,
600 fella?
who?
The 600 fella.
600. Yeah, answer the questions, man. Answer the questions. You know what I'm saying? Tell us what you think about that. He got black in these children.
Yeah, I just feel like the word romance, all that comes from Greek and Roman mythology. Like the word romance comes from Rome. That's a Roman thing. Um, but I do have to question black folks when they don't have no. I believe in race loyalty. I mean, I've been, I've been hurt by sisters, but
I
I'm so
see
loyal.
that, brother.
I'm so loyal to my sisters. Like I just can't go outside my race because I'm mad at one or two black women. You know what I'm saying? My loyalty is with the sisters. Like I
Why
come
you?
from a
Why
black
you?
woman. A
Then why
black
you getting
woman,
Snow Dragon as your baby mother?
huh?
And why
That's
you
not
getting
that's
Snow
not
Dragon?
him, brother. That's not him. That's not
Oh,
him.
that's not him. Oh, okay.
No, no.
Oh no, all right, my bad. I thought that was
I want to say something to what you're saying, though, guy. I think it's
Yes.
interesting when someone speaks about how they pair and partner and they use color as the factor of the problem in the person that they chose. Because I tell my brother this all the time: Pookie and Pookie choose each other, even if she comes in a different color. But I always find it interesting how quote unquote easier it is when brothers go outside their race. It's such this easy move. And so it was just instant. It's just a magical connection. And I remember having a conversation with my brother once before, and I said, it's so easy because they make it easy. And they make it easy because it's a trap. And one of the things about being conveniently so easy is that there's nothing in your world that is easy for you as a black man. But the delusion to act as if, okay, this is a safe space is where it becomes this factor of like, what is it? Delirious? I guess you could be delirious. Like it never makes sense for someone to say a color though. Like, the black race is so messed up, and the black mother and the black father isn't in the home. And I was raised with a daddy. My daddy was married to my mother for 35 years, I
Wow,
believe. Before
nice.
he passed, my dad passed, it's about to be 4 years ago from
hey,
cancer. They were
big up,
still
Black
married.
Love.
So
Yeah.
my uncle was married to my aunt 42 years. Black men do and are present in their homes, but if you didn't see that, does not mean that it speaks for the collective. I think it's so disgusting when a black man speaks as if black women are a monolith, because I don't speak of black men in a monolith. I know there are good brothers, there's some messed up brothers, and there's some other kind of brothers. But to sit here and act like black women and black culture is so effed up, then you have to wonder, if we so effed up, how did you end up with something that's not black? And how did the non-black person end up with you? Because you still black. Why do they seek us so much? Why is their fight always that they want to be in our bedroom, but they don't fight for our liberation? They don't
Right.
fight that black men to have equal opportunities of employment. They don't fight for black boys to have better education and focus on how they learn, and stop saying they have ADHD and trying to put them on medication. They don't fight for your children to have an opportunity to thrive equally with a level of equity in their communities. It's not till it hits them smack dab in their face, their own kids, and they run right to black women and say, what am I supposed to do? You know how many times I've had non-black women come to me and say, how do I comb their hair? What is that in your hair? Oh my God, is this your real hair? And I'm like, yes. Well, what products do you use? Oh my God, my child was called the N-word. Like, it's a level of delusion to see all the negative in your community, but see all the amazing things in other people's communities, but you don't acknowledge that those communities are thriving off the backs of your ancestors. And they're thriving off the present production that your community is creating for them to eat while they make sure your family starve.
Facts. And also, too, I want to add too. Um, when you hear black men talking about how they with another race of women, I've heard other race of women call these black men the N word, and they talking about love. Love is political. We get together because we trying to build and try to make our race strong. You know what I'm saying? We don't disrespect each other. You know what I'm saying? But I've heard literally these Latino women that looks like Jennifer Lopez. I'm not talking about those African people who was also conquered and they speak in Spanish. I'm not talking about them. Those are Africans. I'm talking about these European Spaniard people like the Jennifer Lopez, the Fat Joes and all that. These people are white to me. You know what I'm saying? These people are so disrespectful, and they will call us the N word like it's no tomorrow. They don't respect us. But if you call them I use the word spick or whatever you call them those
I don't
names.
say that.
Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. My apologies.
Educational purposes only, TikTok. F1 in the chat.
Sorry, my bad. Sorry. But if you call them a derogatory name, oh my God, the whole world, their world will run down on you. They will let you know you're not going to disrespect them. So I've heard the disrespect from other races of people. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you a perfect example. It was a football player. His name is Hainsworth or something like that. He had a child by a white woman, and he came out public. He said she would always call me the N word, which every time she got mad at him. So where's the loyalty? And it's funny how, like you said, sister, how this guy is like, you hear black men, we just instantly fell in love. But then you got all these baby mothers by black women that you didn't care about. So you let these black mothers fend for themselves while you being the knight shining armor to another race of women. No, man, we don't play that. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand brothers like that. And that's just how I feel about it. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to never, and that's just with me, I never put any sister in any type of situation where she got to defend herself. I could never do that. Just having children by her and just leaving her. But I'm going to wind her down another race of women who never gave it. You know what I'm saying? They never cared about me. It was a black woman that raised me and fed me, took care of me. These white women didn't care. They didn't give a damn about me. These yellow women didn't care about me. The so-called red woman didn't give a damn about me. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta be real, man. But like I said, I'm all about that race loyalty, man. And to me, that's power. You know what I'm saying? That's power. And I'll yield the mic. And I'm gonna sign off. But I want to say, I treat this like this is my home, man. Like this has been a powerful platform, brother legend. Man, I appreciate
Yes,
you.
sir.
And
Appreciate you,
appreciate you
brother.
about D. You're a powerful sister. I said that in the chat. We need more sisters like you. You're a very powerful sister. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Shaka, brother Shaka, I see you. You know what I'm saying? Timothy, I see you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Powerful brother. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to just shout you out, man. You know what I'm saying? We need more of this, man. But
Yes, sir.
thanks to the chat. Thanks to the chat for keeping this live. And
All right.
let's keep it going. Peace, brother
Absolutely.
legend.
Free the land. Free the land. Appreciate you.
Hello, and welcome in. Tap, 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 power tap that screen. You guys, why are we sitting at 37 point K? I need you guys to get active in the chat. Tap the screen, share the live, invite your friends, invite your enemies, invite the poont enemies, but make sure that you're tapping in and tapping that screen. Also, make that sure that you subscribe here at Brother Legends Live. I need you to subscribe. And make sure that you follow Brother Legend and subscribe to him on YouTube. Big Bro Legend. Let's go. Well, we're going to get into it, y'all. Tap the screen, share the live, and most importantly, if you're about black, with black, for, and around black people, you need to join b1initiative.org, where you're going to learn to be great and build amongst our community. We're trying to build something great, y'all. Sankofapedia is a project that is only here to educate, elevate, and bring the black perspective, the African perspective, to our community. Let's educate our children in our history. the real history. So y'all tune in and turn up. We do have positions available. If you have the volunteering time, we have the energy. Y'all tune in, be1initiative.org, where you can learn to be great. Now tap that screen like you was tapping ass last night. Get active in the chat.
Yo, I wasn't getting no Chiefs last night. Y'all,
Just acting like that.
y'all wasn't getting no cheeks. You better tap like.
What in the devil?
All right.
It's the oh, my bad, brother.
What are we doing? Who wants to go next?
If I go next, I'm gonna eat the flow.
All right, eat the floor up.
Let Shaka go first.
Oh, nah, I was gonna say it's the fact they be wondering why we be laughing at them when they try to push this interracial relationship ish on us, man. Cause come on, bro, we laugh, bro. We know what these people ancestors did to our ancestors, then what they did to the babies of those ancestors that had those children. You know what I'm saying? Selling their own babies for some molasses and some syrup, and they want to sit here and talking about, oh, that's the past, bro. No, bro. Like, people gotta understand, bro. At the end of the day, these white tea people cannot deny it. They can say I wasn't there all they want to, but at the end of the day, it's a legacy, and that's been passed down to you, and they can't deny it. Cause look how they still benefiting. You know what I'm saying? And if America is a country of majority rule, and all these white T folks claim to be not racist, well, are they when these other white T folks got their foot on our necks? And they got the nerve to call us racist when we point out how they got their foot on our necks. But then I don't want to give the John Brown action. And even then, if you give John Brown action, we still not gonna let you in.
We still not gonna let you in. You could go if you want to be John Brown, that means you supposed to be hunting. You ain't supposed to be around us. You
You
supposed to be
feel
out
me,
there.
bro? And they always be the ones talking about, look at what Rockefeller, the CIA, and the FBI are doing to Africa. I go take them out. Be
Yeah.
real. Go take them out. Them same lists y'all be having, bro. Naming all of them, go take them out. Show us that you're real. We not gonna let you in, but at least we know, all right, this is real white T folks. We still not gonna let you in, though.
Don't come through. I'm sorry. I'm never disappointed. I wanted to before he dropped, I really wanted to tell him he created the home in which he grew up in when he created those homes with those black women. And I think the saddest thing is we don't address the real realities of society. I could talk about the displacement of black men. I could talk about the displacement of black family, but I think it's essential that you see yourself in what you create. And for someone to come up and talk about the black woman took welfare or hood, those single households that you just created for those women, you tell me you're in a financial position to make sure that they don't need no government assistance because you created what you hate. And it's amazing how we'll find sisters and brothers that hate us. They hate themselves so much that no matter where he would have went, anything would have been better than black. And see, it's not falling in love. You found something that was different from what you wanted, what you hated about yourself. And I think it's a euphoria when you go somewhere and it's something that's so different that you think it's something special, but you don't see the devil hiding behind the cloth. You don't see the danger that's in the middle. It's almost like, and I don't know how many of y'all ever watched the show, what's that show called? Me and my brother used to watch it every Sunday. It was like our sit down show. I couldn't think of it for nothing. Gosh.
American Gods.
No, it's the show. It mixed history with present day. It was on HBO. It was Lovecraft Country. I don't know how many of y'all watched Lovecraft Country, but you remember when the black man was messing with the Asian woman and she had that thing inside of her that would unalive you. And so it's like y'all see, like you when you hate yourself so much, you see the beauty in everybody else because it's different. So you don't look out for the dangers because it's just different from what you used to. And I think that self-hate makes everybody of any race, whether they be the bottom of the barrel, just look better. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
reality because I'll never sit here and say and describe someone's character and tie it to a certain race of people. But you created the same household you grew up in because you went and had all these quote unquote baby mamas and you left them to struggle in black community. And yet you'll sit here and blame these women for going and need some form of government assistance. And it's not reality when you create the problem that they stand and take care of and they clean up the mess you left behind. But you gonna be a father over there though, huh? And I'm gonna say this, and y'all ain't gonna like this. The reason why he over there standing on business with that non-black woman is because her men in her community have something that he has to impress. And that's what we lack in our community is a level of making sure that these mother suckers stand on business. Because he over there trying to impress them YT men. That's what we not be honest. He over there trying to show them that he ain't the average Negro.
Well, I don't think there's no coming back from that. He ran. Ain't no coming back. And that's facts. You know, everything D just said. That brother said, "Nah, I'm out." He left us like his children.
See, Master, I can be exotic too.
Wait, Shaka.
He left us like some. Let me stop.
See, Master, I can be exotic too, Master. Isaac got a Latina.
Mm-mm. That's a shame, man. Well, can't have loyalty to your people and another people at the same time. There's going to be times where there's a contradiction. And that being the case, we have to align ourselves as brothers with our comrade, number one comrade, fighting in this field of oppression with us. That would be our sisters, black women. Any progress that our community has made, if you notice, anything we fought for it together. The only thing none of us fought for was interracial relationships and loving versus Virginia. None of us got hosed down in the streets to be able to marry white people. That's never happened. We didn't have dogs sicked on us. They didn't find new ways to craft laws to make sure that if we did get married, it wasn't legally recognized. You know how they changed laws with voting. They didn't draw lines in districts and try to change it so that it's harder for us to marry interracially. The one thing we did not have to fight for, the oppressor gave willingly. And we took it like bait. We still take it like bait. If the reason it's unethical for Bill Clinton to be with a 19-year-old intern is because Bill Clinton has power, there's a power dynamic in the relationship that makes it unethical, then in the context of racism, white supremacy, it is always unethical to be with someone that has more social value than you. It's also dangerous for you to put yourself in that situation. Black consciousness is the retention of Africanity and the rejection of white supremacy. You can't reject white supremacy outside your home and accept the devil in your bed. Can't do it at the same time. It feels like you're equal when you're horizontal, but as soon as you're standing up on 2 feet, that person has a power over you that we see with Jonathan Majors. That's why you're seeing Jonathan Majors turn into Jesse Owens. You never see somebody run that fast in a full overcoat. You never see somebody run that fast in an overcoat since you seen The Matrix. He was I didn't even know he could
I mean,
run
I
like
saw that the movie Get Out. You know that brother that was running at him real fast and then cut that corner real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Only
And why
gangster
you
brother
think
I've
he was
seen.
running so fast? Why you think?
He's trying to
Because
get
there's a
away
power
from him.
dynamic. There's a power dynamic. You don't run fast from something like you don't run that fast away from something that has a malicious intent and a power over you. That man ran from her like she was Freddy Krueger. You know what's gonna happen when Freddy catch you. He found out.
Nah, trust me, brother. She worse than Freddie. Even Freddie will run for her.
I know that's right.
Hey man, that's why I be telling them, man, when they be talking about the real dude in pantyhose, go get him from under the ground and show us to our devils here on the ground. I bet you our devils on the ground ran him back under the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So come on up and challenge the questions. Come answer the questions. I want to hear. You know, the energy that people give in this chat is so funny. Cause y'all be loud, but y'all got nothing to say on the stage. I want to hear Karen. Get up here, Becky.
Mm-hmm.
I love the black man. I just want y'all to know that there's nothing better than Love Africa. He's the best black man I've ever had.
Then they have a husband in the background like,
I wish White Chocolate would come up here because she showed me on other people's panels with a lot to say. It looking like somebody got ran over and left in the middle of the road and somebody else came and ran that over too. Beyond black. And he had audacity to tell the black woman what they need to do. And if y'all see the black man she married to looking like my homeless uncle that had been out there for 10 years and finally getting cleaned up from putting that stuff in his nose. He lay on the couch. She put the they smell. Show us your husband, y'all. He look like a damn possum sitting there. He's like, "Ooh, that damn camera." I said, y'all letting her make y'all think what is it called? Love goals or relationship goals is they worse than Bobby and Whitney. Who want that? Man, please. But I don't know. It's this false illusion. I keep saying that. Y'all ever wanted some candy real bad, but you couldn't get the kind of candy you wanted? So you just accepted something that was it was okay. That's what y'all do when y'all choose your sunshine. It'll do. Yeah. And they say the same thing to y'all, because in reality, you ain't getting top notch in their communities. I keep saying that. Like I need to see some of these elite brothers with some elite. I need to see where the elite at. You can't shame me with trash. Look what I got. Oh, you went and dug in the dumpster. Okay. Got it.
what is that food in the background, bro? I've been trying
Oh,
to
y'all here? My bad.
Nah, he's talking about on the picture, brother.
mind the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
It look like macaroni salad.
What the hell is macaroni salad?
Something that white tea people make. They get some half-boiled noodles and some vegetables with no seasoning.
Yeah, I don't know what she doing.
Somebody talking about 3-bean soup.
Making horse hoof
Thank you,
pie.
girl. Come up here, Wagwan. You know you always wanted a YT, but you had to get you ended up getting lucky and getting shea butter. His wife pretty.
They be making shit like rhino hoof pasta and shit.
Pasta. You know what's funny? If we were to have a conversation about how black people see the black community, because what that man was saying was so interesting. It spoke to like therapy. It spoke to therapy real bad. And like he just had this like such a negative connotation of black people that it makes you wonder what environment he grew up in. And I think that's the reason we see our people ready to run to go lay up with the Yahtzees to us. They the Yahtzees to us. They ready to go lay up with them because they're so abused by their own community. And I'm not gonna say it don't happen. I am never gonna say that. I can not negate his reality, but I think his perception is skewed.
Yeah. Definitely. I've had some wild people come up here, and what you were saying reminded me of this time. This sister came up here and said that she left her man and got with a white man, and he was like younger than her sons, and she was like an older woman, like like Stella got her groove back type woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the dude was like in his 20s,
and he a white boy. She got divorced from her husband, and she was trying to bring the white boy to Thanksgiving dinner, and had him sitting at the head of the table. And she was upset because she said she experienced racism from her black family because they wouldn't accept him. I was like, it's not because he's white. I know I got that video recorded somewhere. I gotta find it. But peace, brother Crime. But
He living in delusion.
yeah, that was the story. That story and the story where the woman was engaged and found out that the man she married, like like wanted to, take over his family's plantation, and so they lived in the plantation, and he made her sleep on the floor, and he slept in like the master bedroom.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I've had some crazy people come up here, man, over the past year and a half.
How?
Actually did it. She actually slept on the floor.
She said her and her baby slept on the
No
floor
way.
Oh, but is he gonna make the?
because they
Oh,
didn't have furniture in there yet. She said, they didn't have furniture in there yet, so they made her and the kids slept on the floor, and then a man slept in the bed upstairs, and she was kind of tight about that. But yeah, so they were still living in a plantation, which you know what I'm saying. If anything, that's a haunted house. Like I couldn't do it.
I'm gonna say this right now. Ain't no way I'm gonna let no white tea man or woman embrace their roots right in front of my face.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that's essentially what she did. Let him have flashbacks and all. He having flashbacks about stuff he wasn't even around to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, honey, I'm gonna sleep in the
How
master
much?
bedroom.
How like mentally warped do you have to be for them to show you they own slaves without having to show you they own slaves?
Right, and we didn't even talk about that part of the aspect, like of the whole thing when we was talking. But that does bring up an interesting question about epigenetics and how trauma is passed down. I wonder if he's with a black woman because granddad used to do things to black women on that plantation.
Oh, now that's deep. That's deep.
Hey, I
I
don't
wonder.
deny anything possible with them.
I wonder if some of these relationships where we're saying that they love black women is because their ancestors fetishized black women.
Gary Owens. He irks my skin when he
Yeah.
talk.
He looked like
What's that other guy that's real loud? That's he married to a black woman, but he Jewish, and he
Robert.
always got something to say about the black community.
Oh, I was
Lil
gonna say
Dicky.
another one, but Robert Williams, not the actor, the singer. Am I saying his name right?
I don't know. It's an actor though. He an old actor.
Robin Williams?
Nah, the Robert Williams. I'm talking about. He made that song. Good girl. You know what I'm talking about?
Bill.
Oh, you talking about Grill? You knocked me out. Is that what you talking about?
Yeah, Robin Thicke. Yeah.
Oh,
Robin Thicke.
Robin
Robin
Thicke.
Thicke Chippy.
I know he was getting Charlie Wilson.
Oh, and they said Bill Burr.
Yeah, he talking about Robin Thicke. I'm talking about that YT man. They saying Bill Burr. Because he's very loud, and I keep saying it's like the proximity makes either black people. Okay, let's be honest, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong in the chat. Tell me if I'm wrong. When black people date outside their race, they become the shield and armor to that community that they with. They come and they go against their own community for whoever they with. And the people, I'm wrong, Tia. And then the people that they pair with, they're not black. Hold on, Shaka. Hold on, Shaka. And the people that they pair with that aren't black, they don't feel entitled not only to speak on our community, but tell us what we should do with our community. Hey, Chili. Oh, damn it. I was going to do
No,
so.
she didn't make it. Peace to you.
Hey,
What's going
I just
on?
came up to share an interesting experience from Chrome's Live earlier. If y'all are interested in hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm a bit under the weather. But
Why?
anyway,
Your
what
picture,
you?
though. Why's black?
Oh, I don't know. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So the question that Klein had up today was if interracial relationships are problematic to society. And there was a point in the conversation where he was specifically asking for ops, or he didn't say it that way, but people who have oppositional opinions to come up on stage. And but this particular person was already on stage before he said that. So we get to her, and she introduces herself, and she's a YT woman, a YT Latina woman, and she says, "Oh, like I actually am not opposition, but I was here before." And she continues to talk, and say how she thinks that their interracial relationships are problematic. Blah 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 blah. I don't recall how it came up, but these people are always offering information that nobody asked for, like personal information.
Mm-hmm.
And she mentions that she herself is in an interracial relationship. Now, don't forget that I started this by saying she said she was in agreement that interracial relationships are problematic to society. Upon questioning her, come to find out this partner of hers is what? A black man. So I asked her, how is it that and it's not even like she's like just repeating things that she's heard in other places. You can tell she's put some thought to this, maybe read like on a surface level a thing or two, because she was able to explain herself and the things that she was saying were correct. So I asked her, well, since you're able to come to the conclusion that interracial relationships are problematic, why are you in one? To which she responds, well, he makes me feel good.
Yep.
He makes me feel good, and I'm selfish. She said we're working through these things, like I guess like she's working towards being anti-racist and he's working through his anti-blackness like simultaneously. And what I didn't mention that was also interesting is that upon further probing, like before we got to that part of the conversation, she kept trying to lead her answers with what black men need to do. And Swan had to correct her and be like, don't come up here and talk about what black men need to do. Like talk about you and your like community and stuff. And so then I asked her, well, if he were to come into like if he were to continue unpacking his anti-blackness, why would he be with you? Like if he decided that this relationship was problematic, like then what would you say? And she was like, well, I would have to end it. So I'm like, you're making it his responsibility to acknowledge that this relationship that you already know is a problem before you end it. I just thought that was incredibly telling for you to be 100% aware of a problem that you're creating and doubling down on selecting it, participating in it, and standing in it, even though you know the threat that it poses to this other person because you're selfish and it makes you feel good. And those are her words, not mine.
What part was she saying that their relationship was toxic or something? She said
I can't remember.
she said it as if the relationship was like it was messy, like it was bad. But I can't explain. I can't remember the words. But Tia had her against the wall with that. It was so funny.
Yep, her name was Lauren, and I don't remember the full extent of it because after I heard that she had a black boyfriend, that's when I was just like, oh, for the love of Pete. Like she was, going full Negalia on the conversation about how, it's problematic, about how, she's working to unpack certain things. And it's just, I find it really fascinating that, so you figured out the secret sauce, but you're willing to allow your partner to remain ignorant of the secret sauce so that you can continue to be selfish and benefit from that secret sauce, while at the same time, eventually, if your partner then decides randomly one day to prioritize their blackness, they decide, okay, well, you know what? If I'm really going to actually fully engage in celebration of my Africanity and having a positive association with my blackness, that I need to step away from you. It made no sense. It was just the most selfish thing that I've ever heard, and that's the reality of it. They care about what happens with them and how they feel about it. They don't care about their actual black partners.
Yeah. I mean, she already lost me at I'm racist, but I'm working on it.
Oh,
You
she
know?
says she's not racist. I asked her that too.
Oh, no, but I'm saying she says she's working on it.
Oh
As
yeah,
in,
like she's reading and learning and all the other kind of stuff.
you know what I'm saying? And that's all bullshit. Because I could never tell somebody in the LGBT community I'm homophobic, but I'm working on it, and they not, you know what I'm saying? Hold me accountable for that. Like, oh, I'm anti-Semitic, but I'm working on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't.
And I'm a be with you while you working on it.
Yeah, like, and I'm gonna work with you while I'm. That's crazy, but yeah,
I'm gonna hold your hand while you go through it. Like it just.
crazy.
And the thing that was particularly predatory about it to me is the fact that in the conversation, you could tell that she knows that he's not as far along as she is, even if that's not very far at all. But at least she's far enough to know or acknowledge that they pose a problem. And so it's like you know that, but you still put yourself in position to be in a relationship with this guy, and you're in a relationship with this guy knowing that he's contending with a level of anti-blackness that allows him to look at you as a safe space when
Mm,
when you know you're not
mm,
because of who you are, and you're willing to be with him anyway and put him in danger anyway because by her own admission she's selfish and he makes her feel good.
mm, mm, mm. Well, that's a colonizer. He don't know it, but he a slave. All right, y'all. Yeah, that's what we really need to call them, the slaves. Y'all that are in relationships with the children of Columbus are slaves. Y'all have enslaved yourselves. Once again, y'all ran right back to. We was running off the plantation. You turned right back around. Just because Master said you can mess with his daughter. That's all the validation you needed. The willingly, we can argue about Sajess, but you're right. You're right. There was conscious direction involved, but according to the code, um, black love doesn't exist. It's not willing when it's with an oppressor because of the power dynamic. Look at Jonathan Majors. He turned down that girl. He ran as fast as he could. Look what happened to him. There can be a consequence when you turn down someone that has power over you. Not saying that, the consequences are always an upfront threat, but you could be with a white man and the consequence of breaking up with him is you go back into impoverishment with the rest of your people. So what do? Yeah, you're making a conscious choice to be with him, but there'll be consequences for leaving him. Because there's an environment where, they've done so much harm to your community that, you know, you won't be able to maintain that lifestyle. And it's all part of the same system. But that's the thing. We choose love based off survival in the context of racism, white supremacy. Black people have to think first. No matter how much you love Becky, you know, black man, that at one point you had to have a conversation with her to find out if she liked Joe Biden or liked Trump. You had to figure that out. Ain't no such thing as interracial love at first sight. Because you can have love at first sight, walk across the room and say, "I'm here, darling." And she said, "If you don't get your black ass out my face," you don't know what side. You don't know if she one of the overt or covert ones until you do some research. Ain't no such thing as interracial love at first sight. You have to think of your survival to some degree. You know, if I invite this chick over, is she gonna say she nervous and call the police? Like, you know, you at some degree choose a lover based off a survival instinct. So that's the thing. Chili.
There are
What?
brothers right now that are suffering from that power dynamic, incarcerated, and their sisters that are suffering from that power dynamic that are incarcerated right now. Because there's literally been cases of female parole officers that have pursued brothers that have been locked up, and technically speaking, it actually is a crime to do that because they literally have labeled it that you can't consent to having intimate relations with somebody who is in a position of authority over you. Like, if you're a correctional officer, that means that you control the entirety of the way of life for brothers and sisters in an African family that's incarcerated. So, again, it's literally an overseer. And they recognize it legally as being a crime because you can't consent to messing around with somebody that is in that position of power when you don't have any power to be able to say no. Like, there's been plenty of brothers that have fallen victim to that, and they've come out and they've talked about their stories. Like, hey, listen, female or a YT woman parole officer, you know, forcing them to engage in acts with them while they were incarcerated, and if they didn't, then their lives would be made a living hell. So, you know, like that's a very real reality. It's just interesting that people and recognize that dynamic, but when it comes down to racism, white supremacy, people still think that we have the ability to engage in consensual relationships with the same people groups that are actively oppressing us. So.
We can have love, but not as they say it's meant to be. Black love is revolutionary, and we have to think of each other as comrades first. The black woman is my comrade, which is why I've aligned myself with what's in her best interest. Black brothers are my comrades. You gotta think we are under oppression. They don't want you to acknowledge that. They want you to keep your head in the sand. But worldwide, there's been a war waged against African people. And that's why we argue about 50-50 rent. Who's going 50-50 on the tab? You know, because black women have to think it's wartime. I need somebody that can afford Applebee's. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's so petty.
Not too much on 2 for $20 now.
Ew, Applebee's is nasty.
It really is nasty.
I used to
Yeah.
work there, so it's nasty. And all the food is microwave, by the way. It's not. It's microwave.
What?
Okay. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's microwave.
Devil's alive.
No, it's not. It's microwave.
That's crazy.
I don't know about you,
It-
but I mean, their shrimp Alfredo. I mean, I could definitely put it away,
Are you
but
talking about Olive Garden or Applebee's?
Applebee's.
That's the other half talking, because ain't no way.
Yes, no. If you season it up right, you take it home. You actually put your own little oomph to it. It's
That
not
ain't what you
that.
said. That ain't what you said.
I need to
You
know what
better
he's
off going to
talking about.
Olive Garden for some shrimp Alfredo now.
No, I've been there too. Olive Garden. I mean, Olive Garden obviously is the preferred
I
choice.
worked there
But,
too. I worked there too.
Red Lobster filed for bankruptcy today.
oh
Yeah.
damn.
Oh,
First down here
yeah.
shut down, so I can believe it.
Nobody wants that nasty stuff anyway, because they got all these red juicy crabs coming up. That's
Mm.
why. Which I can't have seafood. I'm allergic. So
Oh, okay. Wow.
yeah. Yeah,
Do you like the
can't
taste
enjoy
of
that.
seafood, or it just
I,
you can't even get there?
I've been allergic since I was 9. I developed
Mm.
it when I turned 9. Yeah, so I can't even touch it because I
Wow,
will start to like get really itchy and like the hives will start to like develop on my like I'll start to feel my hands get numb. Basically, I guess that makes any
man.
sense.
If my wife had that, she'd look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and she wouldn't care. I'm telling you, cause she loves shrimp.
Goddamn.
She loves shrimp. I know you listening, Jess. That's your worst nightmare to be like that.
Well, how does lobster taste? I never got to taste lobster. Like, how does it taste?
It's. I mean, it's buttery and smooth.
I'm not gonna hold you. I won't tell you where I first had lobster, but I think lobster is overrated.
Yep.
They say it's
Wait,
a
hold on. Ain't
delicacy
you
or
in
something.
Maryland?
I am in Maryland, but I never had it was I did not have lobster. I did not have lobster for the first time in Maryland. I did not. We are a
Oh
crab state,
Lord,
not a lobster state. That's like
Maine is a lobster
Massachusetts,
state,
Boston,
or
or whatever.
Maine.
I think you might be right.
Maryland's known for crabs, not
Yeah,
lobster.
you're right. Okay.
But
They known for that
lobsters.
that Old Bay.
Yeah, we put obey on everything. Everything
Oh
out
my
here.
gosh.
I even when I go back to Jamaica, we take obey down for family in Jamaica. They love it down there too. It's
Mm.
serious. Obey everything needs a little obey. Little sprinkle of obey.
Y'all eat them little crabs? Them little whole crab? It's like a whole crab, but it's little. There ain't no
Like
meat in there.
oh, I never seen it.
You ever seen
I
them
don't
people doing
remember
them
how to
crabs
pick
and
the
they be
old
chewing
crabs.
on it? See ya. It's like a snack, they said.
You mean like crayfish or
No,
crawfish?
not
No,
crayfish.
it's
I
baby
can't eat that either.
crabs.
Oh no, I ain't never seen that before.
It's like it's a blue crab.
Like a whole crab, but it's just small.
It's called blue crab.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a
Oh, I
whole
Is
didn't.
that
crab.
the king? Is it the
I've
king
had blue
crab?
crab before, but I didn't know they was like much smaller than other crabs.
I don't like it. It's like it's not much meat. Like I like the king crab. Like
Yeah,
I
king
oh
crab is
oh you like
king
them
crab is definitely
extra
better.
big
you ever been
Some water spiders.
you ever been to Hot and
on the
Juicy?
spider. Yeah,
We
yeah.
be yo, shout out to Hot and Juicy, man.
They got so many of them around here now. It's like Krabby
Word.
Crab. Yeah, it's like four different chains that do that same bag and the crab boil type
Mm.
situations.
We
But
gotta go to Maryland. I told her, I said we gotta go to Maryland, and this is a sign right here because my wife is wherever the crab is. She
I
loves
Y'all
hear
ever been
crab
that.
and
crabbing?
shrimp. I've seen her eat it out
I love
the pan.
seafood.
I've seen her eat it like
Y'all,
raw. Like she will eat like she don't
Seafood
care.
is the best. That when you said that she's scared of that's something I'm scared of too. Because I have quite a few men in my family have shellfish allergies, and
Mm.
I think they've always had them, not developed them. But I'm very paranoid over developing a seafood allergy. I don't know what I would do with myself. I love seafood.
y'all ever
Yeah.
been crabbing?
No, I've never been.
Oh, it's pretty fun. Well, I mean,
Wait, you showing
as
your
far what'd you say, D?
Kennedy?
Hey, listen, I've been crabbing before. Ain't nothing half a Kennedy about. I was taught how to crab by a brother that lived down south. What are you talking about? Like half a Kennedy. That's us. We did that shit.
No, yeah,
But
we made crab popping because it used to be
Black people make
a
everything
slave
pop.
meal.
It's the same thing with lobster. Was nobody
Mhm.
checking for lobster? Lobster was a poor man's meal.
Yep.
But it's still I'm
Y'all see what
still
they did
hate
to the
don't
oxtails?
listen. I'm still mad about how people drove up the price of the oxtail. That was the shit nobody wanted. That black people
Yep.
made taste good, and
Fire.
now the rent is too damn high for
What?
for some
Oh,
bones.
they expensive now, right?
Yeah, they was
Mm-hmm.
going
Yeah,
up
they
in price.
expensive.
Yes, they
Yeah.
Oxtail
are.
mad
They don't
See,
be
I'm
expensive.
giving
not
you a lot
Jamaican. I
either.
don't know. My wife, we eat that
Oxtail
on occasion.
Southern black people eat oxtail too. A lot of
Yeah, no,
different
I
black
They
know.
cultures
do.
eat
But
oxtail,
I mean, it
but
might be a regular thing. Like,
I
my
mean now. Well, growing up, I ain't had oxtail that often. It was one of those special treat type of meals. But
yeah.
now it's like more like once a month or so.
Mm.
Low key,
Once
I
a
could just take
damn.
low key. I could just take the oxtail gravy. My niece and nephew are spoiled. That's why it happens that often. But I
I
don't
ain't
even
had
need the meat.
I ain't had good oxtail since I left New Jersey. Like when I was
Man,
up
listen,
there, man, Jersey
I'm
and
si-
Yeah.
Oxtail is something I don't even buy on the road. I don't know why people are that brave to buy it outside. And maybe that's just my bias because I have a person that I can get it from if I want it. But I don't trust oxtail is something I do not trust anybody to be cooking. Absolutely not. It's kind of like
I
curry.
agree with her. I
I'm
agree.
not eating curry from anybody. That will run your belly.
Yeah.
Now oxtail won't run your belly, but it just don't. It's not good. Like everybody cannot cook oxtail. Most
I've
people
had
can't,
it
as far as I'm
where
concerned.
it wasn't cooked all the way and it wasn't coming off the bone. I'm like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
This is not even this is not it. I was so
Mm-hmm.
upset. I
No,
was so upset.
you can't eat especially because like all right, like I'm trying to wane away from it more, and I haven't
It's
had
definitely
any.
heavy on the stomach. It's definitely heavy on the stomach though.
Yeah, I
I will
haven't
say that much.
like there's a specific kind of like whatchamacallit. Like okay, from time to time I remember growing up eating chitlins and stuff like that. And
Oh, you
although
eat
it's
that
really
stuff?
bad for you, listen, it's really bad for you. I get it, but it's like it unlocks like a core memory for me because I just remember some of the best times as a kid. Just my aunt grabbing me a whole bowl and just being like, "Here you go, Tim." I'm like, "Thank you," and then just sitting down. But yeah, I definitely know that it's unhealthy as hell. But at the same time, occasionally when there's a big family reunion or a specific event or something like that, then I'll be like, all right, let me get a little something. But yeah,
You ever have crackling bread?
Nasty.
Y'all know what crackling bread is?
No, what is that?
Hmm.
Like pork rinds or something.
Yeah, it is. How you know that?
I just
Oh,
guessed. I
well then
didn't know.
yes, I definitely like pork
I
But
rinds.
only
you
Yeah,
like
said
the
I
hot sauce
crackling.
ones though.
I just guessed.
Nah, crackling bread got pig fat in it. Cracklings is like pig fat. So you take
Um,
the pig fat and you put it in like
Sorry.
cornbread, and it's like,
Talking about something else then.
yeah, it's from North Carolina. Crackling bread.
mm, never
hmm
heard of it.
But yeah, my family, they're from North Carolina. I was eating chitlins growing up.
Nasty.
But we was
I've never
also,
smelt them. I never had them, so that's why I've always heard you don't want to be around them. But
You gotta
I've
put
never had them.
onions and vinegar in the water. And that's
yes, a
like eating
lot
it
of
organic.
vinegar.
yeah, yeah. It like your first interaction with it, if you ever go someplace where they have it, it's gonna smell like ass, like literally.
That's what somebody told me.
But
Like it's gonna smell like cow dung or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
You
But
mean
at the
poop?
same time, it depends on who prepares them. Depends on who, like, how much. You have to know the process of like how the person is cooking them, prepping them. You cannot eat them from everybody because even the ones that they have prepackaged at the store that say cleaned, you have to clean those anyway.
They're
Because
lying.
yeah, yeah, they're lying. Of course they are. They're just trying to save money. Like, hell yeah, it's been cleaned. We
No, they ain't
promise.
trying to
Well,
say no,
bro,
they ain't trying to say money. You know they clean is half clean. I don't know what you're talking about. It ain't clean.
yeah, of
Mm-hmm.
course it's not clean. They're just trying to either save money on effort or just save effort. Period. They're lazy as hell. They don't want to actually prepare it properly. But that's why you got to do it yourself every time. And yeah, I've only eaten two people's chitlins in my entire life. My aunts and the dude who taught me how to go crabbing.
They
That was
sprayed
it.
them down and called it clean.
you
What'd you say, fam?
Hold on, I'm waiting for
think
my
about like
headphones to connect
some of
back.
your favorite cultural things, like whether it's your culture or somebody else's culture, but like food stuff, and think like what it took for people to either understand that food enough to cook it or to pair certain things together to make them like good.
Yeah, I'd be thinking about that
Like
all the
I be
time.
thinking, especially like poisonous stuff, like stuff that would be poisonous unless you cooked it, or is
Cassava.
poisonous if it's raw. I mean, if it's cooked but not raw, like stuff like that. I always be thinking, like, how many people did it take, and why did y'all keep trying? Like, who figured this out? Because
They had
like
a whole mass
Jamaica's
pit of
national
people.
dish, the fruit that's a part of our national dish is poisonous.
Like, shout out to all the people that got unalive trying new shit until they finally got it right.
Mm-hmm. Cassava's like that. Fufu. The pounded yam that they use.
It has arsenic in it, but it goes away when you heat it up.
Gotta cook it out.
Mm-hmm. But like, how did they find that out? Like, kind of crazy.
Yeah, there's this specific kind of vegetable. I'm trying to think of artichoke. There we go. I'm not
Poke
even sure if that's
salad.
like what do you say?
Poke salad. My grandma would see some poke salad outside the road, pull over and pick it.
Yeah.
Now,
My mom used to take the little artichoke thing. The artichoke is the ones with the leaves on the side that you could pull off, right? Like if you boil it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay? All right, then yeah, that's the same one. But yeah, she used to
now, have
boil
y'all
that
had?
up. Different.
Have y'all had? I'm gonna probably say this wrong. Y'all had ackee and saltfish? Is it ackee or aki? I don't know. I've only seen that word spelled, never heard it out loud.
Tortilla.
I think it's aki. At least if memory serves me, I might be wrong. Definitely don't quote me.
Mm. Aki, right? But
Yeah.
I never had it. I seen the saltfish, and it still had a head on it, and I
Yeah,
just
they
couldn't do it. He
Hey,
was looking
listen,
back
man.
at me.
You can have a head on the fish. You can have the fins on the fish. I will still tear that shit up. I do not care.
same. Give me a whole fish.
If
I
we
will
start
bust
keeping
that
eyes
down.
on things, I'm gonna be a vegetarian. I'm telling you right now.
What? Oh, come on now.
If they got eyes on it, I'm not eating it, yo.
Oh, come on now.
Nah, I'm a hypocrite. I don't. I want to act like this
The
ain't never.
eyes are protein.
I don't want to have no hint or clue to where it could come from, unless it's a bird.
The eyes give you
I don't.
stamina.
I don't eat the eye, but I know people do.
Yeah, no, I don't
But
take
I
it that
take the
far.
whole fish. The tail's my favorite part.
But how do you get around the bones?
So it
You just
depends
gotta
on what
pick them
kind
up.
of it depends on what kind of fish you have, right? But so like for example, my favorite fish is snapper, and when snapper is cooked properly, it's like tender. You can open the fish so that you get like the fillet basically on one side of the skeleton,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not having to pick out bones because
Mm.
all the skeleton is there, and then you lift the skeleton, the main part of the skeleton up, that skeletal bone up, and then you have the other side of the fillet. But
Mm-hmm.
you gotta know what you're doing.
I
And
see.
then there's other fish that like salmon. If you get like a whole salmon, salmon is bony, but it flakes more than like a snapper does. So you got to eat more around the bone. Like be mindful of the bones. Like it's easier to eat the bones with that
Mm.
than it is for other fish.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, the tilapia that I get from the spot that I go to, they cook it like full, all of it. So head and everything. And yeah, it is bony, but yeah, you just pick through it, just and for the parts you're not sure about, just chew carefully. That's really it.
You would know.
Yeah, of course I
I
would
only
know.
accept it because you invited me up, D. Because I usually don't come up on the panel.
We know you know about them plates. I had to ask. Hold on. A Haitian plate. Hold on.
Mm.
Hand raised.
Which plate?
No, it's like either I've seen food that was either Jamaican or Haitian where people just cook the fish. And I think did y'all see when Santana and Miami was eating that plate and he was like, How do I eat this?
Oh, that's poisson sauce. That's just fish and sauce that we make together, and then it comes with a bunch of fritai, like fried plantains and stuff like that.
It looked good.
Y'all be eating that black rice.
Yeah, Jean Jean.
Yo, that's fire.
It only grows in Haiti. That's our staple rice.
Yeah.
Are you saying it's fire because you like it or because it's black?
I like it because it's black.
I thought that's
No,
why
Both.
Brother
actually,
Legend said he liked
I
it
heard
because
it.
it's black.
Yeah, black rice.
I heard black rice is really nutritious. It's like the best kind you could get. So
Nah, it's not
Yes.
that.
No, it is though. It is. The
Oh, it
mushroom
is?
that it grows from is a
Yes.
herb.
Mm. Yeah, it's like, but oh, okay.
It's
That's
like
why
black
Bole
color.
sell it.
It's the
Discover
same
the
as
black
wild
rice is
rice.
healthier.
No, wild rice is a grass
It's a
actually.
grain.
So
It's a grain? I
yeah,
thought it was a grain.
Okay.
it's a grass,
Okay.
but it comes from it's a grass, but it's similar to a grain. I guess you can kind of say.
I
Because
didn't know it was its own
I've
kind
had
of
it.
rice. I thought the sauce made it black.
No.
No, it's the mushroom. So there's a mushroom called jean. We boil it and then blend it, and then we put it back into the rice. We make the water for the rice with it, and then that's what we cook it with. And then you have
Yeah,
to
so
have some pois Congo,
the rice
and
itself
that's
is a
it's a
black
wrap.
though, right?
Look
Oh,
at
you
Yes, it is
Haitian?
black. It's
Oh,
black. It's black rice. It's literally black rice
this.
because it literally looks black rice.
So just do y'all know that in my beauty brand, right, in my skincare, I use black rice for my men's
For
line.
real?
Yeah, like for my exfoliant. Yeah.
Oh, I
Yep. I use it for the men's beards and facial hair.
didn't know that. But nah, for real, my favorite Haitian food, if none of y'all ever had it, is legume. Legume is the best. It's at the top.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's good. I like that one. That one's really healthy for you.
You have to go sit down and eat.
I know, right?
Everybody
Yes,
gets
but
several dishes.
that has to be my favorite. I don't eat meat like that anymore, only on occasions now. But
Oh, so
if
you
I
don't have it with the
do,
meat in it.
I will have to go. I will definitely be eating like oxtail, something like that. Jamaican oxtail is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to
but
my Jamaicans.
I don't want no oxtail if it don't have no dumpling in it. Don't give me no
Of
oxtail with no
course,
dumpling. I'm sorry.
it has to have dumpling and it has to have butter beans in it. That's
It has
it.
to have
That's it.
butter
Mm-hmm.
beans. Let me tell you
Yeah, it
something.
definitely has
The
to have butter
way the
beans.
way the way I was aghast to find out that some people, and when I mean people, I'm talking about Jamaican style oxtail, make oxtail without dumpling and without butter beans. They are
They're
fraudulent.
crazy.
Like if you ever see oxtail that don't have butter beans in it, do not pass go. Do not
Mm-hmm.
pass go. It's not real. It's
Damn, I wish I would
fraudulent.
have known that when I had
It
it.
is fraudulent. I don't even like beans, but if the oxtail don't got butter beans, it's not passing my mouth. No thanks.
I like butter beans. They're
So
very
are
high in protein.
oxtail and like curry, like chicken in the black community, is that from Jamaica?
Mm-hmm. What?
No. So curry
Curry?
chicken is really well, curry anything is
Mm-hmm.
really the influence of the Indian people that have
Yeah, the
were
Indian, yeah.
imported throughout the Caribbean. So you have the Guyanese who do they reverse the adjective and the noun. So they always say chicken curry or whatever is being curried is first and then
Peas
they
and
say curry.
rice. Oh
Um
Lord.
and then the Trinis do a lot of curry things too. Um I would guess. I mean, I would say those are the three biggest places you'll find curry things, and I would say that Jamaicans are probably more well known for curry goat than curry chicken and like curry
Yeah.
veggies, like the Trinis or the Guyanese, because they have a larger Indo Caribbean population who may not eat meat as much as we do, minus the
Yeah, they
rosters.
like the roti. They like the roti and the
I
doubles.
mean, we eat roti too, but we're not known for making it the
I
way they
never
are
I
knew
because
love
Jamaica had
doubles.
roti.
Doubles are good.
they have
Me too.
more
I be getting with the
Indo
tamarind
carrot.
sauce.
I love
Roti
me
is
some
so much
bacon
better
sauce.
than burritos.
I
Oh my!
know. Oh my god.
Listen, some warm bus up shut. I don't even need the ribs with
I was
nothing.
just
I like
about
Warm
to
bus
that.
up
say that.
shut
I
is
literally was just about to say
warm
that.
bus up shut by itself is
Hmm.
unmatched. Okay,
Yeah, it is good.
unmatched. You don't
I
even
have
have
it
to eat it
before.
with nothing. And
Yeah.
I don't because I don't like beans or peas. I don't like trying to.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like dal
Oh,
puri,
you don't like the
which
chickpeas?
is
You don't like the
yeah.
chickpeas?
I don't like dal puri roti. So
Oh, okay.
give me bus up shut any day.
All right, first off, y'all gonna put some respect on this Oka gumbo. Okay.
Everybody
What?
Oh,
wants some.
you could keep the okra.
We have a lot of okra.
Mm.
We have a lot of okra. We have okra soup, just like you know how they do it in Africa. We have a lot of those, and then we also have fufu. In the north it's called fufu, in the south it's called tom tom, and we also make okra soup with that as well. But it's like it's in the south they have more so like a seafood type of blend with it, with like crabs and all that other stuff.
Hmm.
Okra is a very intimate experience.
Say
We know you didn't wash your hands before you
It's
put that.
so good for you.
Yeah. No, it is. I'm just saying it's very intimately
I'm done with you. You have your
yeah.
wife drink okra water?
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, okra water too.
I knew it. That was where
I'm
you was
talking
going.
about
Oh
when
my
I
god, I
eat
was wondering where he was going with that.
eat
Do it.
okra, it's very like it's like, gooey. It's like, it's
Oh
like,
my God, I'm about to leave.
you know what I'm saying? Like I understand
Run to you.
it's part of our culture, and I know I probably sound like a white man talking like this, being honest. But I'm trying to find my way around some good okra.
Brother, if
Somebody
you
let
sound
me
like a
know.
YT man, what Timothy sound like putting that plate up there with his half a Kennedy?
Again, you're gonna put some respect on okra because okra can be used for everything. My grandfather loved okra. He instilled that love in me, and okra can be used for the ladies. So listen, okra is very
Oh, the
diverse.
ladies.
Okra is the closest you can get in a cuisine to like cunnilingus. Like
Oh my God.
it's very
If
like
you if you don't like that, if
stringy.
you don't like the texture, blend it. If you have like a little blender, it will actually make it so it's more like water than it is like slime, I guess you can kind of say. But if you don't like it, just blend it and it'll actually take some of that, you know,
I'm gonna go to
texture.
Africa and eat there until I have to like it. I think that's what's
But I mean,
Wait, you don't like it?
no,
yeah,
I don't not like it. It's just I'm oh wait.
Crown,
Crying, you got an echo.
pull your screen down.
Please screen down, crying. Yeah, it's not that I like, get that away from me. It's just I used to eat it when I
is
was
that
a
better?
little boy, but now I'm grown and I'm just like, this is really, you know, slippery for my tongue.
So you don't like it or you like it?
I'll eat, but I'm not gonna pick it.
Your brother Crowder still got that echo in the background.
If he's eating, he eating for the benefits, not the taste.
That's what I'm trying to say, right? Because it's not like I also will drink elderberry root and what else is she putting in the tea? Bardock root tea. That is quite an experience. But so that's where taste is like ugh. But it tastes all right. It's just very like sometimes I feel vulnerable when I eat okra. I feel
Not you
like
so vulnerable.
yes, like dang, like so I wasn't ready for all that yet. Like sometimes it feels that way at first.
I was gonna say I've seen people eat it raw.
Oh, they're madmen.
You would like it fried. Try it fried. Try it fried. It'll be different for you. That's like for like little, if you have like a kid palate and you want to eat okra, fry it.
Yeah, I've had it.
That's I'm just trying to play you.
Listen, I like seasoned fried okra. Don't do that.
Oh, she from Texas. Yeah, they got all that okra down here in Texas. But yeah, we gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I be seeing them, put the fufu in the soup, and it's just like,
I want to try okra soup so
dang.
bad.
Yeah, I want
Yeah,
to
no,
try
pretty
Nigerian
good.
food.
It's I mean anything okra, I'm pretty much a fan of. But like,
And you want to sit your okra loving self down.
you know what? Should show the third, what's it called? The triple toe extra self down. All right,
We're
listen,
gonna have to work on
you
your
need to
dirty
put some
dozen.
respect
Timothy.
on
We're gonna have
okra's
to work on
name.
your dirty. We're gonna have to work on your dirty dozens because you don't know how to fight back.
Yeah, nah, never been good at that. I usually just like to intellectually dismantle people, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's not how
Listen,
life works. You can't fight the
just
people with
follow
books.
in Tia and D Diva's shoes, and you good. And you good. Just
Yeah,
follow in their shoes.
yeah, I know. I mean, it's just
What is it
like
about these feet? What are y'all trying to say? I'm trying to figure it out.
One day I had
y'all
a
know.
live and I was
Yeah.
laying down and they saw my feet and they just won't let it go.
What you got? Little sausages?
Nah. Actually, admittedly, it was normal as hell. It was just her foot slid across the camera real quick, and then ever since I was just like, oh, okay, we about to. But yeah, it was just funny.
Look who's talking. He had them there pale little penguins out in the grass.
You sure did.
Charging up his melanin toes.
Yep.
I said, them
Exactly. I'll put my sausages out there. I don't care. Yeah, I'll put my shits right in that grass.
He was trying to tan his toes.
Stick my toes right in them blades of grass.
Timothy,
Yes.
your feet were saying thank you. Finally, some damn sun. We out here looking like the Walking Dead.
Listen, I can't help if what's it called? If it's like literally 2 days out of the entire month that it's sun out here, I can't help that. Need to charge my phone. Damn it.
You boy, you beat powder out.
Oh damn. That's harsh. But all right. You try to call me powder in the 1990s, like that powder mask movie? No, hell no.
I'm gonna tell you, somebody told me they said to tell you that you remind them of on the 6 tuplets. He said they used to call him a N-word and a ginger. They called him a ginger.
Damn.
Wait, you do got bright hair. You got like orange.
Yeah, listen, man. Parts of my
Listen, I saw a picture of Timothy for the first time. I was like, it's giving slideshow Bob, but I was like,
Oh,
You're like the 4th person who has told me that I look like that dude, whatchamacallit, the painter dude. Yeah.
No, that was me.
Yo,
That told
that
you
was Bob Ross. That's Bob Ross,
you
man.
look like Bob
Okay,
Ross.
my bad. Somebody different. Yeah.
That was me.
Oh yeah. No. It was you, Tia, but also there has been at least it was right around Halloween, I think, of last year. And it was funny as hell because, like, by that time, it was like the first time I really heard that. And the dude, like, a brother came up to me, he was just like, "Hey, bro, you going to a Halloween party?" I'm like, "Nah, why? What's up?" Because I was literally just out to eat at dinner. And he looks at me, he was like, "Yeah, nah, because you." And he was like, "Hey, wait, hold up, you trying to be you? Oh, you dressed as Bob Ross, aren't you?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm just going out to eat."
That's crazy.
It was funny as hell. I was just like, "Damn, all right, well." Hey, not the worst thing to be associated with, but this is real, y'all. This ain't no perm hair. I don't need to frizz up my shit to get my shit natural. So.
you put that Jerry.
All right, y'all. I gotta go. Y'all.
He gotta clock out. He ate some okra.
Yeah. Nah, not yet. Listen, I'm sure it's an acquired taste. I just I have more decolonizing to do with my palate.
Yeah, no worries, brother Legend. We'll hook you
Yeah,
up.
I think you need to try okra punch and you will change your mind. Try drinking
okra punch? Oh,
try drinking it? Okra punch?
Yeah, bro.
Sound like an old man crying.
No, I want to tell you, you think that's an
That's
old
what
man
the elders drink.
No, that's a young man drink. That's if you're trying to make baby. That's if you're trying to make baby. That's the kind of drink. It's a baby.
What do they call that fruit punch that's frozen in the bottom of a Ziploc bag, like a plastic bag?
Like a suck or something like that.
Hey, yo!
Or bag juice.
Wait, before you go, Brother Legend, hold on, wait.
Nah, bro.
That's what they call it, though, bro. That's what they call it.
That is what it's called.
Hey, yo! Yeah, y'all, nah.
Oh my God! Don't do Timothy like that.
D, why did you do that? I thought something happened to my phone.
Okay, we got jokes. Oh, okay. All right, we got jokes. Yeah. Okay. This is how D's toes was looking when she was sliding across the screen. This is how D's toes was looking when
He did not do that.
Y'all do it. Y'all look crazy. Listen. Listen, Kron, y'all need a better name. Y'all need a better name for that immediately. Not Jamaica.
Listen to this, bro. Listen to this, though. I didn't give it that name, but you see, Jamaica is not a normal place. So That
Yeah.
name changed long time. That name has been changed. When we are by that, because as I tell you, and everything acceptable in America, acceptable in Jamaica. So just by that name, if you order that name, you're gonna get you'll get roasted. But that was the original name. But people that use that name outdated from about in the
Yeah.
80s. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
Yeah.
it's the
Came
original
from
name.
a time where men were more secure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why the name of the frozen ice pack in Jamaica is called a suck suck.
Yeah.
That's,
No joke.
that's what he
If
said.
you say it, people will know what you mean. Though. If you say it, people will definitely know what you mean.
And no one said, you know what? Let me stop giving kids all these suck sucks. Like, it's kind of crazy, bro. That's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
Oh my
wild.
god.
But you know, just big up the Jamaicans. I seen that in a TikTok video. We just call them ices. That's all we call them, just ices. A
Or
lot more.
slushies, yeah, slushies.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like light stuff,
I
like
never
no
heard that before. Suck
verbiage
though. But
being used.
Or
Just
bag juice. I know bag juice is another name for it, and
Yeah,
I
we call it
forget.
sachet glow.
I
We
was about
call
to
it
say
sachet glow, sachet punch.
islands have a whole bunch of different names for it. I
mm.
can't remember all of them.
We used to put them in the ice tray.
hmm
Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow. I'll be back up. Have a good night.
you
Peace and
too. Thank you for
power.
having me.
Yes, thanks for coming. Thanks for contributing to the conversation.
All right,
Peace.
take it easy,
All the
family.
mods.